Welcome into The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Chiefs football.
Touchdown, Kansas City!
And your home for Royals baseball.
Fastball hit high in the air, deep left field, way gone into the bleachers. A two-run homer for Bobby Witt Jr.
Watch The Drive by subscribing on our YouTube channel or listen on demand with the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This show is always going to stand on principles. Dippin' Dots are incredible. Red Lobster is the best restaurant that America has to offer, and baked beans are trash.
You're listening to Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan. Here's C-Dot.
What a day in sports. Let's do this. Another day, another dollar, another edition of The Drive. The NCAA has been crumbling for quite some time. Today, it might have been completely dismantled. The President of the United States is attending an NBA Finals game. This Finals game is probably the most anticipated basketball game, I would say, since Game 7 between the Cavs and the Warriors when LeBron and the Cavs had the 3-1 comeback. There is a lot happening today in the world of sports. Really excited to be here with you guys. The team is back together. Carrington is here. Rob is here, taking you up until 6 o'clock. The Royals are off today. We got nothing but time today. We are going to be joined by Mallory Cage. She is the director of Fan Festival. The World Cup gets going in Kansas City next week. The World Cup starts this week. It starts on Thursday, not in Kansas City. The Kansas City game is the 16th. But we're going to get you guys ready for Fan Festival. We're going to do that coming up later today. We're going to have my guy Joe DeLeon. He is the co-host of one of the more popular college football podcasts, the Ruffino and Joe Show. He's going to be on here to talk about the Brandon Sorsby news. We are going to lead with that today. We're going to talk a little bit of Kansas baseball as their season has come to an end. Congratulations to them for even getting to this stage. Rob did get a chance to go to Game 1. We'll get his thoughts on what it was like to be there. There's a lot happening in sports. Before we move forward, though, I need you guys to do me a couple of favors. Number one, I need you listening to The Drive each day at 2 o'clock right here on 96.5 The Fan. Number two, I need you to tell one friend to check out the show. Number three, and most importantly, I need you guys to go stop by and see our friends over at The Other Place. Maybe you're looking for somewhere to watch the game today. Well, you know what? The Other Place is a phenomenal place to do that because it is a Burger and Brew Monday. Go up there, get yourself a signature burger for $8.99. Get yourself something to drink. Watch a little NBA basketball as we got Game 3 of the finals. All right, let's get to the top story. Let's get to the main story. Brendan Sorsby. Rob, I told you what was going to happen. I understand that you didn't want this to happen. I didn't want this to happen, but I was just going off the history. It has been a long time since the NCAA won a court ruling with their players, but it's usually been for things that are minor, in my opinion. It's normally standard eligibility conversations, not someone gambling on their own team. So if you don't know the story, let me play the story for you. This is Pete Thamel. He was on Pat McAfee's show earlier today. He will tell you everything you need to know in these 70 seconds.
This is certainly an unprecedented day in the history of college sports. And I don't want to sound overdramatic here, but gambling has always been a thick red line. And the fact that Brendan Sorsby, who admitted to placing thousands of bets for $90,000, including 40 bets on his own team while he was at Indiana, the fact that he is going to be or has been legally cleared to play college football this season at Texas Tech is simply something that we've never seen before. And it's the latest manifestation of one of the biggest issues in college sports right now, Pat, which is local rulings overruling what the NCAA rules are supposed to be. And this one feels the most significant, Pat, because gambling cuts different than a medical red shirt, than an age argument like the Bediako case, for example. I don't think I've gotten more text on my phone about a breaking news story unprompted ever, or certainly not in the last 5 years. I mean, my phone did not stop ringing. In the general tenor, Pat, around college athletics, I would say, is one of disgust. One Big 12 AD texted me today, "We lost our soul today."
We got more from Pete Thamel. Let me give you guys my commentary. Let me give you guys my thoughts on Brandon Sorsby. This is wrong. This is wrong. I hate how it's being painted in some ways. Like, oh, this is the college sports you created. Wait, hold on. wanting the students to be properly compensated while everybody around them is getting rich, yes, I was in favor of that. I don't think that's the problem with all of this. But the fact that we have allowed this thing for whatever reasons, and there are a multitude of reasons, the fact that this thing has broken down to the point where the NCAA, they can't enforce anything. The only way this stops, in my opinion, is government intervention. I know people have a lot of frustrations with the NCAA. I'm here to tell you that the NCAA is probably more in line with what I think the public feels than maybe ever before. I think the public is fine with these guys getting paid. I think the public is fine with these guys having a measure of freedom and being able to transfer. I don't think the public is fine with the amount of freedom and what is being allowed and what is being accepted. I don't think your average college basketball fan wants a 27-year-old who tried to play in the NBA, failed in the NBA G League, went overseas, now to think, well, hey, I can make good money playing college basketball. I should come play. No, you shouldn't be eligible to play college basketball. I don't think that the average everyday fan wants somebody who committed the one cardinal sin. You can get away with a lot of stuff and keep playing sports. You really can. Things far worse than gambling, but we all know this. You can do some pretty terrible things and keep playing athletics. The one thing you know you can't do is gamble on your own team and continue to play. The moment that gets discovered, you are immediately removed, because the one thing that sports have to have is its integrity, that we trust the product, that we believe the results are fair and determined by the players, both trying their best on both teams. This is wrong. I think this is the day that the NCAA has been waiting for. I really do. I think this is the day that the NCAA can finally throw up their hands and say, look, we have done everything that we can do. We have tried to legislate this. We tried to legislate that. Every time that we do legislate something, an outside court, someone appeals it, they win that appeal, and we are left powerless. The only things that can happen now with college athletics are twofold. Either there needs to be a breakaway from this system and the power conferences come up with their own rules and how you enforce those rules, or the government has to step in. Brennan Sorsby should not be allowed to play college football. I am all for giving young people opportunities. I'm all for second chances. I'm all for forgiveness. Brennan Sorsby can go play in the National Football League. No one's saying that his football dream has to end. He didn't bet on the Chiefs. He didn't bet on the Lions while he was on there. He just can't play for any NCAA member institution. I'm not mad at any college administrator. I mean, Kansas State is having conversations about not playing Texas Tech this year. Now, I don't know if we'll see a team ready to take it to that level of extreme, saying we refuse to play them or we are removing them from our schedule. We will see. But this is not the end of this Brendan Sorsby conversation. It is not over on June 8th. We still got a long way to go until college football, and then Texas Tech to really have the audacity to then suspend him for the first 2 games of the season when you play cupcakes makes it even more like they thumb their nose at the system. Suspending that boy for a game against Abilene Christian does nothing for anybody. Suspended him for a home game against Oregon State. We don't even know what conference Oregon State is in anymore. We ain't kept up with them in the last 3-4 seasons. You're going to smoke them with your backup quarterback, of course, so he can be ready for the Big 12 conference opener against Houston. All of it is just grimy. All of it is sleazy. I can't get behind this. Power schools have to break away and create their own rules, have their own commissioner, create their own league and system, and we can quit with this NCAA nonsense, and that's what it's turned into, utter nonsense, or the government's going to have to intervene, and they're going to tell college athletics how to run themselves. This cannot continue. This does not work anymore for anybody. no one seems to be happy with the way that college athletics are going. We'll continue to hear from Pete Thamel on the other side. I do want to read you guys text 913-586-7965. Well, we have the conclusion of our journey. Last week, we did everything to try to make sure that Rob could go to one of the KU games. He went to the KU game. He'll tell us about his experience. We'll do that next. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 15th, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi, just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add one line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
The NBA season is winding down. Who do you think is going to be wearing the ring at the end of the season? Well, take your best shot with FanDuel, and you just might be celebrating a victory of your own this NBA Finals. Right now, new customers can hit the hardwood with $350 in bonus bets guaranteed after betting just $5 for 7 straight days. FanDuel is the best place to bet all your favorite players during the NBA's biggest event. Individual player markets like baskets, rebounds, or you can build an epic same-game parlay for your chance to hit it big in the NBA Finals. And with FanDuel, you get paid out instantly when you win. All you need to do is visit FanDuel.com/local to join now and get $350 in bonus bets guaranteed after betting $5 for 7 days. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA, and also 96.5 The Fan. 21 in President, Missouri. First online real money wager only. Minimum $5 required for 7 consecutive days. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issues non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expires 7 days after receipt. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, DQ fans. Nothing could make Father's Day more memorable than a DQ cake. Treat Dad, a.k.a. Pops, Poppy, or Papa, to one of our delicious fudge and crunch cakes. Or get a cake in one of our other Blizzard treat flavors like Oreo cookie. Customize your DQ cake with a message that celebrates the big guy and all the wonderful things he does. Trust us, it's a lot more fun than a pair of socks or another wacky tie. Only at participating DQ locations. Happy tastes good.
This summer, grab a Truly Hard Seltzer. Light, bubbly, fruity, and make your dreams come truly. Join us for our game day watch parties on June 12th, 19th, and 25th at Peanuts locations. Truly Hard Seltzer, the official hard seltzer of U.S. Soccer. Visit Odyssey.com/965thefan for more info on watch parties. And visit TrulyHardSeltzer.com/locations to find Truly near you. Hard Seltzer Beverage Company, LLC, Boston, Massachusetts. Hard Seltzer, 5% alcohol by volume. Please drink responsibly. 21 plus only.
If you're still using Sportsbook to bet on the finals, you're getting robbed. It's time to delete that app and join millions using Polymarket. Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sportsbook. You trade against other fans, not the house. That means more money for you and less for those greedy sportsbooks. Polymarket, your go-to prediction market for basketball's biggest stage, available in all 50 states. Download Polymarket in the App Store. Use promo code FREE50 to unlock $50 free for your first trade. That's promo code FREE50. Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply.
Here's a World Soccer Championship Team Spotlight, brought to you by the first ever Infiniti QX65 and by Lowe's. Give your yard its own moment with the new limited time deals from Lowe's.
Argentina arrives as defending champions, anchored by its aging but peerless creative forward, the greatest of his generation. Behind him, a disciplined midfield and explosive wide attackers make them a threat from every angle.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a best man speech, but getting one from some random +1.
I am honored to be standing here today, also confused and a little hungry. Does anyone want to switch entrees? Pretty sure I checked beef.
You wouldn't settle for just any speech, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
It's Carrington Harrison from The Drive. If anyone knows about sports fans, it's me. I get to live and breathe the excitement of the season all year long. For advertisers, that passion matters. It's exactly why sports radio performs for brands. People who listen to sports on the radio, via streaming, or on sports podcasts are nearly 3 times more likely to consider a brand that supports their favorite team. If you're interested in reaching sports fans, we have the playbook for you. Check out our comprehensive ebook, State of Audio Sports Fan. Check out stateofaudio.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
You're listening to The Drive with Carrington Harrison on 96.5 The Fan and the Odyssey app.
All right, welcome back into the show. Text line 913-586-7965. I hate to break it to you, C-Dot. The current government is more inept than the NCAA. I mean, the judge was an alum and didn't recuse himself for conflict. So I don't know how they're going to govern if the judge is bought by a donor. He recused himself, right? That part's inaccurate. Now, I'm not here to give you guys my personal feelings on the government. You're allowed to feel however you feel. I don't really know if that's my place, but I'm here to tell you that the act that they currently have. So right now, they are in Congress. They're having these discussions about the Protect College Sports Act. I'm sorry. I'm in favor of this. So these would be the, 4 bullet points. Athletes would be limited to 1 transfer without penalty, which I've always been in favor of. And if you want to transfer again, you either got to sit out like the old way or you got to go down a level. If you're at Kansas and you don't like it for whatever reason, you hate the winner, Bill Self yelled at you, he made you unhappy, you should be allowed to transfer for the next season. But you can't go from Kansas to then Missouri to then Louisville to then Alabama. No, you shouldn't be allowed to do that. After you make that 1 transfer, yeah, you can play college basketball next season at Pitt State. You can play college basketball next season at Washburn. You cannot play Division I college basketball this season. I think that's fair. Another part of the Protect College Sports Act, limiting college eligibility to a maximum of 5 years. I think you get 5 years to play college sports. I'm even cool with them giving them the extra year. I know it used to be 4. I'm fine if they get 5. I got no problems with that. But you don't need to be playing 7, 8, 9. I know we don't need any of that. It's over. It also would prohibit former professional athletes from playing in college. It also would make it where you can't leave a school as a coach to then take over another job while your team is still playing, like what happened with Lane Kiffin. Your team's about to go to the college football playoff and you just leave in the middle of the season. So if that's all that we get fixed with college athletics, I guess now we have to include you can't gamble on any of the games as a part of the act. I think that's a significant advantage. I don't have any problem with these kids getting paid. I really don't. I have zero problem with them receiving compensation for playing college athletics. Now, I do think it should have a structure to it. I mean, the NFL has a pay structure. The NBA has a pay structure. Baseball's starting to get a pay structure. So I'd be fine with putting some limits around it. But what I've always wanted from the very, very beginning is I wanted college athletics to stop operating as a sham, as a fairy tale. It's never been amateur athletics for any of our lifetime. We always used to just laugh at the $100 handshakes or showing up at the Oriad and dropping off $100,000. It's not like we didn't know this stuff was happening. And I'm cool with that being the case. But I'm not cool with this. I make this analogy all the time. There's nothing wrong with eating ice cream. There's nothing wrong with your kid eating ice cream. Your kid can't have ice cream for every single meal. That then causes a problem. So I think what we want as anything is, yes, college athletics is great. Let's just give it some structure so it can continue to be great. This kid should not be allowed to play college athletics. He should not be eligible. This should be a story that we should all be on the same page. This should not be something that we are debating. There is no other side of the argument, in my opinion, when it comes to Brendan Sorsby and whether or not he should be allowed to play this season, in my opinion. Rob, where are you at?
I mean, it's lame for radio, but it's a populist and obvious opinion. This is terrible that this happened. Like, it is legitimately terrible. The NCAA, there are definitely rules they have that I disagree with. If you gamble on sports while you're on the team, that is, Pete Thamel in the cut we played described it as the red line. That feels like an understatement. This is the hard and fast no. You can't do that. Pete Rose is not in the Hall of Fame. Why? He gambled on his own games. Like this is the rule in sports. We all know the rule. We could call Mitchell Schwartz. We could call Sean Barber. What meeting do they have at the beginning of every year in every NFL town? They say, hey, before the season starts, a couple news and notes. Don't gamble on sports or you'll be suspended. Like, every league in the world has this rule. And now a favorable judge to Texas Tech just came along and decided, hey, you know what? Brendan Sorsby can play. And I know that the actual Tech, alum recused himself, but it does feel icky that Texas Tech could cherry pick Lubbock County, which you figure would be favorable no matter who the judge is to get this done. And it shows the ineptitude and the powerlessness of the NCAA that a rule we all know is right, they can't get enforced.
Text line is, the other side is that gambling should be canceled and he should be let to play. No one even cares that he gambled on the other things. I mean, he was gambling on some random things. There was a report that he just went to a Cincinnati game. He went to a Reds game and he was just sitting in the stands betting on balls and strikes. I don't care about that. There's not a single part of me that cares that he was gambling on all these other random events. I don't care. You shouldn't be allowed to bet on the Indiana Hoosiers while being a member of the Indiana Hoosiers. That should void your eligibility. Every system must have structure. Every system must have rules. Right now, we have a system that has absolutely no rules, and we have a governing body that cannot enforce them.
Look, we'd be naive to think there's not going to be continued tests of the NCAA rules. Now, NCAA President Charlie Baker came out today and said, we need congressional help, right? And that has been throughout all these cases sort of what the NCAA has said. We need help enforcing our rules. In theory, any college sports bill that passes should be able to eliminate these local rulings and help the NCAA through an antitrust exemption enforce its own rules. Whether the Protect College Sports Act actually does that remains to be seen. I've heard varied things, and that's obviously above my pay grade legally, whether this actual act that is being discussed right now, the Cruz-Cantwell bill, would actually prevent something like this. And obviously it's interesting you bring up Cody Campbell. He'd been a big factor in the Sorsby situation behind the scenes, and he's also in D.C. lobbying against something that just occurred here. So it's a fascinating moment in time right now.
That is Pete Thamel of ESPN on this story. We'll get back to this later. You guys know where I stand on the Brandon Sorsby news. It's crazy to me that he is allowed to play. So you guys remember last week we had the Kansas baseball coach on the show, and he promised to look out.
Rob needs to be a baseball season ticket holder then. Let's get it done, Rob.
Well, you know what happened, Coach? Let me tell you what happened. Rob tried to call over there and tried to use some radio clout to get some tickets for this weekend, and he was basically told, you got to go through the same process as everybody else. So he's a little salty right now that he had to watch last weekend on TV.
Rob's got my cell now, so we'll take care of him.
So we were working behind the scenes to try to make sure that Rob would be able to attend one of these games. I'm here to report to you guys that Rob did get to go to one of these games. Rob was at game 1 of the Super Regional between Kansas and Oklahoma. Now, he's not Alex Gold. He's not sports talk radio host Alex Gold that's sitting behind home plate, had a nice cushy seat, chatting it up with Tyron Stokes and Bill Self. That's not our guy, Rob. Rob has to get it out the mud. Rob was in the backyardigans. He was out there with the real, true, diehard KU fans who live it and breathe it. Not the people like Alex Gold, Johnny come lately. Oh, they're good, so let me know. That's not how we do on this show. We're diehards on this show. We're real sports fans on this show. Not fair weather ones like that Benedict Arnold, Alex Gold. Couldn't even look out for my guy. Got himself a single. Couldn't even invite Rob. We didn't need his help. We got our own tickets. We got our own situation. Rob, how was the game? How was the experience? How was the backyardigans?
I actually had a very fun time at KU baseball. I will say, on Saturday as I arrived in Lawrence, I texted Alex Gold asking him, hey, are you going to the game? And he responded, yep, I got one ticket. I got a single.
Crazy. Couldn't even look out for your boy.
I'm like, all right, buddy, you have fun. He's like, yeah, I got access to the Crimson Club and all this fun stuff. And I said, that must be nice. But I did acquire 2 tickets for the wife and I to go out Saturday afternoon, early evening to watch KU baseball. We were in the backyard, the new section that's gravel and bleachers. We brought our lawn chairs. We were ready to go. Now, we got lucky because they announced the delay in the game because of rain. We were still in the car when that happened, so we didn't get wet. We didn't get rained on. We arrived in, I will say, considering it is a makeshift, built out of nothing, we're just going to do this because KU is hosting a regional and super regional. The section was actually quite nice. Now, don't mistake it for the club level at Arrowhead. I'm not saying it's that, but it was fast concession lines, pretty good bathroom situation. It had one of those, fancy, it looks like a trailer type of porta potty situations. They had food, they had drink, you had access to food trucks around the bend. It was all gravel, so it wasn't super muddy. You had a little tree cover, so it wasn't super hot. It looked some bleachers out there. We had a really good time up until the 4th inning of the game 1 when Oklahoma decided to have a home run derby and KU elected to not participate in said home run derby. But I can now say, check it off the box. I have been to an NCAA Super Regional in Lawrence, Kansas. I haven't seen them win one of those, but I have been to one in Lawrence, Kansas.
I mean, they got 2 beatdowns from Oklahoma. They really did. They got 2 thumpings.
That's an understatement.
This weekend by the Sooners. But you know what? I say this as somebody who knows very little about college baseball. But I do follow the other sports. I do follow the other sports. So I do feel pretty confident in saying this. Kansas will eventually make the College World Series with this head coach. They will. They will eventually make it. You can see that they are building something and they're starting to get momentum. I think they did a really good job turning this opportunity and turning the hype into actual tangible dollars to reinvest in the baseball program. And if you can just show up one day at Kansas and start getting excitement for a sport that's not college basketball and getting people to come out and getting people to donate, and you can start having that on-the-field success. Last year, you made the NCAA tournament. This year, you won the Big 12. You hosted the regional. You hosted the super regional. I feel pretty confident in saying that at some point, Dan Fitzgerald, if he stays at Kansas, because we know how this is, you're always trying to move up. There's going to be one of those premier SEC jobs that see the job that you're doing in Kansas and say, we need you to come do this for us. All the resources that you didn't get in Kansas, we're going to give you those resources here. You guys are playing in front of 2,000 fans. We're playing in front of 12,000 fans every single day. The weather is better. Come here. That offer will eventually be placed on Dan Fitzgerald. But if he chooses to stay at KU and continues building what they are building, there is no doubt in my mind that they will eventually make the College World Series.
I mean, I'm not going to pretend to be the world's biggest, college baseball expert. I'm not Kendall Rogers. I know a little bit. But I went to school at Kansas. Baseball is not a thing. I think I went to one baseball game my entire time at Kansas because it was like, oh, I'll go because why not? There was an interest and excitement from the community and from the student body in that baseball program that did not exist 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. There is actual tangible buzz about the baseball program, which was largely an oversight for a large time in Kansas. And I think a lot of schools would say their baseball program was kind of an oversight. But now that there's some buzz, back-to-back NCAA tournaments, hosting a super regional, winning the Big 12, both outright and the conference championship, You never know what's going to happen with the portal, the draft, all the things. But you have a core. You have a bunch of guys who could return next year, and you feel like they're becoming household names with NIL. You can be competitive with the 17th round pick in college baseball. You can feel that there's a little something percolating in the air of Lawrence in college baseball. Again, maybe he gets poached. Maybe their players get poached. I don't know. But back-to-back NCAA tournaments feels like something is happening, and there's an interest growing in baseball in Lawrence, Kansas, because it wasn't just the students. There was a community buy-in when I was out there on Saturday.
For sure, and that was just great to see. It really was exciting to see people rallying around their school, rallying around this baseball team. There was certainly a buzz. Now, I mean, the buzz was really 10 days. We wasn't really spending a whole lot of time before talking about them, even when they were having a phenomenal regular season. But that's just kind of the way the sport is. But when it was time to show up and support, the students did what they were supposed to do. The alums did what they were supposed to do. The money people at Kansas started getting behind this team and backing this team. There's reason to be optimistic about the future of baseball at Kansas.
I also say this as a Kansas fan. I will say Travis Goff, it feels like KU has their AD. I think we were doing the show at the time when they fired Jeff Long, and the whole Jeff Long tenure felt like kind of goofy, and there was the Les Miles and the TV show, but then you heard rumors that Jeff Long and Bill Self weren't getting along and all these things. Since Travis Goff has gotten to Kansas, he has got a new football stadium built. Lance Leipold isn't the world's best coach, but he is light years better than anything the football program has seen since 2009. The baseball program exists again. Dan Fitzgerald, he has hired and since extended. Bill Self has a lifetime contract. It's not like they're short on NIL funds. They're safe and strong in a Power 4 conference. Like, one of the reasons as a KU fan I'm optimistic about the baseball, football, and basketball program just in theory is because they have the AD. That is the biggest thing nowadays in modern sports. And Travis Goff, the success of the baseball program, reminds me, he is absolutely the guy for the job, and he's a KU guy. So unless he gets offered to be the president of the college football selection committee, I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon.
Coming up in about 10 minutes or so, we're going to be joined by Mallory Cage. Mallory Cage, she is the director for Fan Festival. Fan Festival will be right there on the lawn, right in front of Liberty Memorial in downtown Kansas City. That actually gets going starting Thursday. I believe it starts the 11th. Am I correct with that? Starts the 11th. She's going to be on the show to give you all the particulars. I plan on going down there. I imagine a lot of you also planning on going down there. And let's learn more about it, as this is something that we all have never experienced before, and we all are going to experience it for the first time together. Rob, I am curious here, before we're joined by Mallory here in just a little bit. Do you feel the buzz is picking up for the World Cup? Now, I'm into it this year. Like, I plan on watching. I plan on being invested in the World Cup in a way that I never have before. Some of it is you being around you, knowing that's something that you're into. And some of it is, I think it's cool that Kansas City gets this opportunity. I'm going to guess the next time that the World Cup comes through the United States, whenever that could be, I don't know if Kansas City is going to be a part of it. I mean, there's some cities are going to get the World Cup bid. New York, Dallas, L.A., those kind of cities. I'm not 100% certain, especially if the Bears get a new stadium. Maybe Denver wants to get involved. Denver's building a brand new stadium. So I don't know what the future looks like the next time that the United States hosts the World Cup. But they got the World Cup this time, and I'm excited about it. Do you feel like the buzz is picking up? I do feel we are on the other side of some of the stories. I mean, there was a 6-week stretch there where it felt like almost every story that came out about the World Cup on the local level was a negative story. Whether it was airports, whether it was hotels, whether it was Airbnbs, whether it was FIFA canceling a bunch of hotels. It didn't feel like there was a positive story really at all about the World Cup. Do you feel like that's changing? Do you feel like there is a buzz and an excitement for something that starts next week?
I am starting to feel the pivot in town. I am starting to feel a little bit of the buzz start to pick up. I think I started to feel it. I think I was ahead of everyone because I'm a soccer fan. But when you start seeing the stories of Argentina's arriving, Messi has arrived in Kansas City. There have been video clips and, little social media fodder of, hey, he's at this hotel, and there are people lining up outside his hotel, and people are lining up to go try to see a glimpse of him practice. And then, Algeria. Algeria is far from a world power in soccer. They arrived last night, and they had a police escort to Lawrence, and there are people waiting for them in Lawrence and waiting for them here. So I think you're starting to feel it now that the teams are arriving. I also think that buzz is picking up, and I don't think it's a coincidence. Right as stories are starting to come out about, hey, ticket prices are starting to come back to more reasonable levels. There's a market correction happening. Hey, Airbnb is starting to feel a spike in town because people are starting to arrive. You saw the airport say this week they're expecting more international visitors than before because of the World Cup. So, like, it hasn't been a steady stream of great news stories, but those like little positive stories combined with the teams arriving, I am starting to feel a buzz in town about the World Cup. But I'm curious how much that buzz will exist because there's a ceiling on what the USA team can do. Like, will that buzz exist when the US is out in 3 weeks and there's still games and watch parties and things, but will there still be excitement because the home team is done?
Yeah, I think I don't know. I'm really curious to see how the Argentina game goes next week. It feels like that's kind of the build-up to this. I don't think the other 3 group stage games are going to be nearly as anticipated. It's the first one, right? So and it's the defending champion. Lionel Messi is in town. Lionel Messi is staying here. They're playing. It's all of those things. I do think the Netherlands game is going to have a little bit of buzz. They do a march or something. Am I wrong with that? I've seen some conversation about it. I do think people will be excited about the Netherlands game, but I'm not sure about those two. What's the Ecuador playing in one of those games and then the games that we got tickets to? I do think people are excited about the World Cup. I don't really know what it's going to be like, but I mean, right now it all feels very, very normal. Like the traffic, all of that stuff. Let's see what FanFest looks like. That starts on Thursday. Let's kind of see, are people going down there? But I'm guessing that also doesn't really pick up until the first game in Kansas City. But, I mean, the United States plays on Friday. Am I correct? Their first game is on Friday. Mm-hmm. Mexico also plays this week. So people will be down at Power and Light this weekend watching soccer. People will be down at Fan Festival watching Mexico play. That will be one of the hubs. I do wonder what that means for the rest of the city.
That's the question that I don't know the answer to. I don't think anyone knows the answer to. I think the city has been trying to prepare people for this massive influx of people, and on days where there's game days, just prepare for a little more traffic, prepare for a little more oomph. And maybe we'll learn a little bit on Thursday, Friday this week, but then next Tuesday, Argentina plays a game in town. What does that look like? What does that feel like? I don't know, but I'm starting to feel a buzz about the World Cup in general. Like, I am a loser, and I was watching international friendlies over the weekend.
I saw the U.S. lost.
They play competitive.
Shocking.
They're getting sellout crowds, though, across the country for international friendlies. Texas A&M Stadium.
That's probably the only ones they can afford. That's why they sell it out. You can't afford to go to the real game.
I'm just saying, Texas A&M's football stadium sold out for soccer. Texas A&M sold out of soccer. Now, they had Argentina, but still. Yeah. Messi didn't play. He's hurt. So you're starting to see a little bit of that buzz start to hit the, America, and you're starting to feel it in Kansas City as well.
Coming up on the other side, we're going to be joined by Mallory Cage. She is the director for Fan Festival. That opens up to celebrate the World Cup on Thursday. We'll also start to get you ready for Game 3 of the NBA Finals. I think this is the most anticipated basketball game since Game 7 between the Cavs and the Warriors, and the block by James on Andre Iguodala. This is the most anticipated basketball game of the 2020s. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
Your off-season home for everything Chiefs football.
Talking about the top story, the Chiefs, they have a new offensive coordinator.
96.5, The Fan.
If the high cost of filling up is weighing you down, lighten your load at Hy-Vee. This Saturday and Sunday, get a 30-cent per gallon fuel discount with every $60 purchase. Stock up on groceries and stack up the fuel savings. Earn 30 cents per gallon with your $60 purchase. 60 cents per gallon with a $120 purchase. The more you spend, the more you'll save. Your next fill-up could be free. Don't miss the 2-day Fuel Saver event this weekend only at Hy-Vee.
Soccer Fever is in Kansas City, and Hy-Vee is your headquarters for official merchandise, apparel, tailgate, and watch party needs. And Hy-Vee makes game day so easy. They have ready-to-go wings, pizza, party trays, charcuterie, and, of course, all those delicious sweet treats. If you're planning a cookout, great. Hy-Vee special recipe brats, burgers, and steaks are the best. Check out their match day meat bundle for only $30. And don't forget about Hy-Vee's wine and spirits department. For all of your game day needs, count on Hy-Vee.
America is turning 250 this year, and Circus Sports is celebrating by offering all users in Missouri $250. Dane Hughes here, and for everyone in Missouri, all you have to do is deposit $250 on your Circa Sports app. Then play through that deposit. Once you do, Circa Sports will reward you with $250 right in your account. This is available for everyone in Missouri, new and existing users. Celebrate 250 years and find out more at circasports.com today. Must be 21 or older in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
At Liberty Mutual, we love helping people with things like customizing car insurance, just like how we customize a song for you. Catered country tune. Liberty Mutual, saving you bucks by protecting your truck. 'Cause Birdie told me to only pay for what I need. Thank you, Limu. I'll always trust in Limu with Liberty, 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 Liberty.
He's a former coach with two sons who played professional basketball. Satch Sullinger's a competitive individual, but his golf game was suffering because of painful joints.
Right, that's real important, the golf game. Right, as we get older, we create these bad habits because we're relegated to hit a certain way.
QC Kinetics used regenerative treatments, all natural healing properties from Satch's own body, to restore those damaged joints and get his golf game back on track.
QC Kinetics regenerative medicine is regenerating me, all natural, and that's what I'm about. I'm going to tell everybody why I'm better.
Oh, and by the way, looks like the competitive Satch is back.
We're all in the same boat, and I'm getting better, and I'm watching them stay old.
Go to QCkinetics.com. Get relief and your game back. Call for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. 816-412-6299.
If you're still using Sportsbook to bet on the finals, you're getting robbed. It's time to delete that app and join millions using Polymarket. Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sportsbook. You trade against other fans, not the house. That means more money for you and less for those greedy sportsbooks. Polymarket, your go-to prediction market for basketball's biggest stage, available in all 50 states. Download Polymarket in the App Store. Use promo code FREE50 to unlock $50 free for your first trade. That's promo code FREE50. Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
While the world watches the stars at the FIFA World Cup this summer, Hyundai has its eyes on the next generation of talent. The future stars who are already turning heads at age 14. Because next doesn't wait for an invitation. And neither do we. Hyundai has always moved the future within reach. We did it when we made advanced safety standard on every vehicle and engineered EVs with ultra-fast charging capability. Because the future isn't some far-off concept. It's already here. Next starts now. Hyundai, an official partner of FIFA.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This afternoon, expect a high of 86 with partly sunny skies.
Weather brought to you by Duke's Mayo. Welcome to Duke's Mayo Country, where the mayo is so smooth and creamy, it makes every bite better. Duke's Mayo. Look for the yellow lid.
This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Welcome back into The Drive on 96.5 The Fan, 96.5thefan.com, and also the Odyssey app. We are happy right now to get you ready for the World Cup with Mallory Cage. She is the director of Fan Festival, which is in downtown Kansas City. Mallory, happy to have you on the show today.
Thanks so much for having me. Glad to be here.
Absolutely. So we want to get the people as much information as we can about Fan Festival. Everybody's excited about the World Cup coming here. Specifically, they're excited about Fan Festival. Let's start with this. This is a local production, right? This is people from Kansas City putting on an event for the people of Kansas City.
It is, yes. So we are working with Populous, one of our local sports architecture firms, to design and put this together. We've got folks, everyone from our fencing to some of our food and beverage to production to entertainment. We started here at home to try and fill all these slots, and we're excited to show it all off to the world as they come to visit.
How important was it to you guys as a team to showcase Kansas City with such this international opportunity?
That was the most important part, behind safety and security. We wanted to make sure that this was a chance for Kansas City to shine on the world stage, and we want folks to know that this is a great place to live, work, and visit, and so this is our best chance to do that. FIFA Fan Festival gives us an opportunity to show off some of those vendors, and we're doing everything we can to make sure they're front and center and shining when the world comes starting on Thursday.
What has been the most rewarding part of this process to you?
I think the most rewarding part has been the excitement this week with the volunteers coming in. We've been doing volunteer training, and seeing how excited they are really gets me excited to open this up for the rest of the public. I can't wait for folks to see the scale of this event and really just the impact that it could have on the region.
Right now, we're talking to Mallory Cage. She is the director for Fan Festival, getting you ready for the World Cup. So let's give people the particulars, the who, what, when, where, and why. When does Fan Fest start? When does it end?
So our first official day is Thursday, June 11th, and our last official day will be Saturday, July 11th. We recommend you check out our schedule on kc2026.com. We've got all of our open dates and hours. They do differ per day based on what matches are happening, what entertainment we've got going on, so you can get an idea of what might be happening and if it would make sense or if you're interested in coming down that day.
For people who are interested in going to Fan Festival, planning on going down there, how do people get access to it? How do they get tickets for it?
So if you go back to that kc2026.com, you can register for a free general admission pass. Most of every space on the Fan Festival property is open to general admission tickets. We do have 2 VIP opportunities. So if there's a particular act you want to see or a particular match you want to see, we recommend you consider looking at those because we are capacity based. So when we have 25,000 on the grounds, we're full until somebody leaves. So if there's something you really want to make sure you're a part of, we recommend getting that upgraded pass. But otherwise, it's free and open, and we want folks to just go on. It's an easy registration process, and by registering early, you'll get information about any changes, any exciting updates, and then also about our capacity, so you know kind of if you should come on down or where we're at.
There's a lot of people that I'm sure are planning on going to Fan Festival. They're also planning on going to one or multiple of the games. Is there a way for you to get from Fan Festival to Kansas City Stadium for a match?
Yes, that is actually how I would recommend doing it. Come on down to Fan Festival, celebrate, get excited with us, and then you'll be able to walk just across Main Street to our bus mall, which will have a stadium direct pass available there that'll get you right up to the stadium. I think that'll be one of the easiest ways to get there. So those passes are also available at connect2026.com.
How much does one of those passes cost?
Stadium Direct is $15 there and back.
Okay, so that it is $15 round trip. It's not $15 one way. This is an all-inclusive $15, drop you off right in front of the stadium, take you right back downtown.
Yep, right back to Fan Fest, and if we're still open, we'd love to have you here. Or I know there's a lot of places downtown along the streetcar line that are also looking to host people as well.
Do you have an estimate on how many people are planning on coming to Fan Festival?
So our capacity each day is 25,000, and we do anticipate being at capacity most days. We've seen sellouts for our premium garden and legacy lounge on many of our days already, and we've got registrations from over 130 countries, folks coming in all 50 states. So seeing a lot of interest already and really expecting to be at capacity each day.
Which musical guest are you most excited about?
I am very excited to bring Sheryl Crow back to Missouri and celebrate her, but I am so excited about all of the local bands. We've got 18 bands, 22 DJs, and I think that's going to be one of the most fun parts for especially our visitors is to see the quality of entertainment that we have here in this region and the level that we're performing at.
A lot of people are going to want to bring their kids to something like this to celebrate this. I mean, this is truly a once-in-a-lifetime type event coming to Kansas City. What do you have planned for the little ones during Fan Festival?
Yeah. Yes, we definitely want you to feel comfortable bringing your kids. We've got playground activations is what FIFA calls them. So we're going to have sports activities. Sporting Kansas City is going to be leading some clinics on some special days. So if folks want to get out and practice a little bit of their football skills, they're welcome to come and try that. And then we've designed Fan Festival to be really accessible for the football fanatic or maybe the football curious even. We've got the main stage with the big screen. You can get up right in front, do the chants, do the cheers, make friends with folks from other places, or you're welcome to kind of come over to our Live Plus viewing area, which is shaded. We've got 30,000 square feet of shade going in this week, and there's going to be some chairs under there, a little more relaxed, so those with kids who are maybe looking to see what's going on but don't want to be in the thick of it have another opportunity to be there as well.
You also see this as a hub for people to watch the games, right? So when the United States is playing coming up next Friday, that you want people to come down to Fan Festival, be around other people, and celebrate soccer.
Yes, I mean, we have leaned in. We are the soccer capital of America, and we want to show that off at Fan Festival. So we hope fans are coming down starting on Thursday, June 11th. We've got Team Mexico playing that day. And then, Friday for Team USA. This is our chance to show the world, the country, that Kansas City shows up, and we love this town and we love this sport.
That is Mallory Cage joining us on the show. She is the director of Fan Festival. I'm sure we'll have her on again before the World Cup is over. Mallory, we're excited here for the World Cup, excited to come down and see everything that you guys have created.
Yeah, we can't wait to have you down here.
Absolutely. That is Mallory Cage joining us on the show. Let me encourage you guys to join us at 96.5 The Fan, World Soccer Headquarters at the Peanut in the Northland. I will be there. Rob will be there. We are going to do the show from the Peanut, and we both are going to stay for the game. So if you've ever in your life wanted to watch a soccer game with me, because I know that's something that's on your list. Like when you are thinking of things that you want to accomplish in your life, watching soccer with, I think I'm third in the city. Nate Bucatey's number one. I might actually have moved up. Ali Trost doesn't live here anymore. I might be the second most knowledgeable soccer sports broadcaster in the city, maybe in the Midwest, behind Nate Bucatey. So if you want to pick my brain to learn more about soccer and strategy and who I think is going to win the World Soccer Championship, then you should come out to the Peanut in the Northland on June 12th. We're going to do the show there. The game's going to kick off at 8 o'clock. We're going to be giving away coolers and prizes. It's presented by Truly, the official seltzer of U.S. Soccer and Security Bank of Kansas City, boldly local since 1933. Now, I will say, I got a chance to see some of the Truly stuff that they gave us. It was some pretty good stuff. They had this one soccer scarf. I grabbed one for myself. It was pretty nice. I'm telling you, it's pretty nice. Rob, who's the United States playing on Friday? Who they got?
Paraguay.
Well, they losing.
They are a minus 105 favorite right now.
Oh, they lose. It's a coin flip game? Oh, they losing.
-1. Well, soccer betting's weird. It's minus 105 for the U.S. to win, plus 325 for Paraguay to win, plus 210 for a draw.
Okay. Yeah. Whatever that means. Whatever that means. Whatever that means. There are 7 million people in Paraguay. I would just like to point that out, and they're about to give the United States the work here coming up on Friday in the foosball. But you know what? We will be there. We'll be having a good time. I've signed up for all. We're hosting, I think, multiple watch parties. I've signed myself up for every one. This is the World Cup. I'm going to be there watching, supporting, cheering, being a fan. Being a fan. Coming up at the top of the hour, let's talk, you know what? Let's talk a little bit of Chiefs. I got a Chiefs topic that I want to share with you guys. On a scale from 1 to 10, what's your confidence level in Josh Simmons heading into the season? I'll give you my number. Rob will do the same. We'll read some of your texts. It'll be fun. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for K-State Athletics. 96.5 The Fan. When severe weather hits, tune in to 98.1 KMBZ for Operation Stormwatch. Brought to you by Century Roofing. Proudly voted the #1 roofing company in all of Kansas City. CenturyRoofingKC.com.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/groundadvantage to learn more.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/groundadvantage to learn more.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
As World Soccer hits the big stage, take the field with Fanatics Sportsbook. It's built for fans who want more from their bet. This summer, Fanatics Sportsbook is making every moment count with 10 100% profit boosts over the first 10 tournament days. That's one profit boost per game day. So every time the world's best hits the pitch, you've got a chance to double your winnings. And every goal, every save, every result means more. Plus, new customers get up to $1,000 in fan cash. That's $100 bet matched every day for your first 10 days. The world is ready. Are you? Fanatics Sportsbook. Winning hits different here. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. CT, call 888-789-7777. MA, call 800-327-5050. NY, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. MD, visit mdgamblinghelp.org. Not available in all states. Terms apply. See Fanatics Sportsbook app.
If you're still using Sportsbook to bet on the finals, you're getting robbed. It's time to delete that app and join millions using Polymarket. Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sportsbook. You trade against other fans, not the house. That means more money for you and less for those greedy sportsbooks. Polymarket, your go-to prediction market for basketball's biggest stage, available in all 50 states. Download Polymarket in the App Store. Use promo code FREE50 to unlock $50 free for your first trade. That's promo code FREE50. Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Yo, it's Jay Uso from WWE, and I'm Jimmy Uso. Chumba Casino and WWE are hyped for the biggest event of the summer, SummerSlam. I know, I can't wait. There's nothing better to do while we're waiting than playing Chumba Casino. Sign up today and you could win a VIP experience with Chumba Casino and WWE for SummerSlam. So what are you waiting for? Play Chumba Casino and enter for your chance to win. Let's Chumba. Yeah.
Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
Royals coverage sponsored by Park & Go, the best deal on airport parking.
Sun, sand, and stress-free travel start with Park & Go, the best deal on airport parking. Keep your car cool with all covered parking and enjoy fast shuttles right to the terminal. Reserve your spot now at bookparkandgo.com. Park & Go, family-owned, customer-approved.
The 5th annual Cody and Gold Garage Sale is back Wednesday, June 10th, with all auction items benefiting the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
Welcome back into the show. My name is Carrington Harrison. Happy to be here with you on this wonderful, wonderful Monday. Getting you ready for Game 3 of the NBA Finals. The President of the United States is going to be there. This is the first time that a sitting president has attended the NBA Finals. It has been announced, Rob, that he is not going to sit courtside. He is going to be in a suite for the game today, if you were wondering. That is coming up later today. I think this game is going to do a massive, massive number the first two games have been really, really good. Rob and I see this series a little bit differently. We'll get into it here coming up in a bit, but I'm really excited for tonight's game. I think this is the most anticipated basketball game since Game 7 of the NBA Finals between the Cavs and the Warriors, when the Cavs won and LeBron got his championship in Cleveland. I think this is the most anticipated basketball game of the 2020s. Really expecting a great atmosphere coming up later today. Let's talk a little bit of Chiefs. We haven't talked any football in today's show. Rob, let me ask you this. Text line, let me ask you this. 913-586-7965. On a scale from 1 to 10, what's your confidence level in Josh Simmons heading into the year? Because 2 years ago, I would say left tackle was probably the biggest story with the team. Last year, there was so much hype, so much optimism, so much hope around this guy. I would say he had a pretty inconsistent rookie season, a little bit of injury, a little bit of personal issues, only played in 8 games last year. And I would say the conversation around Simmons has been fairly minimal heading into this season. So I'm just trying to get a little bit of a temperature check. I was on Arrowhead Pride earlier today, just scrolling around, doing some reading, and they were talking about the expectation for the offensive line. And now after you make a move to go get a Kenneth Walker, there's going to be a lot of pressure on that offensive line to perform. When your quarterback is coming off a significant injury the way that the Chiefs are, you're going to need your offensive line to really step its game up and do its job to protect your quarterback. So there's a lot riding on this offensive line, and the Chiefs have certainly made a lot of investment. They've thrown a lot of resources at that offensive line, so it should be one of the better units in the National Football League. Rob, I'll start with you before we get to the text line, 913-586-7965. On a scale from 1 to 10, what's your confidence level? Where are you at right now with Simmons heading into the season?
Good question. 6.5 to 7. That's probably where I feel.
Okay.
When he was on the field, he was a productive left tackle. He definitely had rookie moments. There were definitely games where I felt like, hey, more veteran pass rushers at times got the best of him. But I felt like overall, for a guy who was drafted in the first round and thrown into the fire, he was a good left tackle. And I felt like the Chiefs have their left tackle of the future. The big question is when he's on the field, because there was the injury at the end of the year. Now, if you want to call it a fluke, that's fine. But remember, he battled injury in college at both San Diego State and Ohio State. So it's not like he's known for being Cal Ripken Jr. out there. And also there was the missing in action handful of weeks. So when he played, I had a lot of confidence in him. The question is, how much do I think he's going to play? So my faith in him is a 6.5 to a 7. I believe in him, but I do have qualms about his ability to stay on the field.
I will say this before I give my answer. The thing that always baffles me about the text line, the most baffling take that the text line has is, I feel like they discount injuries that happen if they're friendly fire injuries and not being hit by somebody else. Almost like you can turn those injuries off in a way. It just always, because I see, he got hurt by this. It was a fluke. Like, well, it's football. Like, we see times where an offensive lineman gets rolled up because it was rolled up by his own guy. I mean, these kind of things happen if you're playing football. It's 22 people out there running around, colliding, driving into each other. Sometimes guys are going to get hurt because of it, and sometimes the injuries or the force is going to be inflicted by somebody on your team. Sometimes it's going to be inflicted by somebody else. I'm at a 5, right at the middle. I think we have overvalued how well he played in those 8 games, and I'm not saying he played poorly, but I think it's kind of like your last relationship was just so bad that now when somebody comes into your life and they just show you the right amount of attention, you just instantly fell in love. I feel like 2 years ago, their left tackle situation was at the point, Rob, they went to go get a guy who was just sitting there in DJ Humphries, who was not working, who was injured. They were at their last $2 when it came to the left tackle. So then when you get somebody and then you're looking at it and you're hopeful and you're optimistic and he looks like he can play the position, I think we overvalued how he played last season in some regards. But I do think there were some positives. I do think there were some negatives with last year, but I kind of feel like we're in the exact same position we were in last season. I don't know if the Chiefs have their answer at left tackle. I hope they have their answer at left tackle. I think they could have their answer at left tackle, but anybody that tells you they have an answer on what Josh Simmons is, I would say that they are lying to you so far with the amount of information that we have, and that it is incredibly inconclusive in a lot of ways. If you want to look at the grade last year on Pro Football Focus, and I know that some of you stand by those numbers, some of you don't. When it came to tackles last year that were 89 qualifying, he was 58th. He was a run-of-the-mill tackle. Now, he was pretty decent in pass block last year. He was 25th in pass block. Rob, he was 83rd in the NFL last year for his run blocking grade. 83rd last season. Bad, real bad when it came to it. So they need him to be a lot better when it comes to run block, because this team is going to have to run the ball more effectively this year than they did last year. Some of that's going to help because you're just much better at the position than last year. I would put my excitement right there in the middle. I'm not too high on Josh Simmons, I don't feel like I'm too down on Josh Simmons. I think there are reasons to be optimistic with him. I think there's also some reason to continue to have some questions about him.
I think we largely feel the same. I'm just more optimistic. Now, part of my optimism is it's not just, my run game opinions. I don't really care how your left tackle grades out in the run game. Yeah, it'd be great if he's Trent Williams in the run game. Everyone wants that. But I'm betting it's more important for the Chiefs, fans, Patrick Mahomes, everyone, that his pass grade numbers are better. Now, he can't be a sieve over there, but that's the number that matters to me more, because I care more about how Trey Smith is as a run blocker than I care about Josh Simmons. You're telling me he was one of the better pass blocking left tackles as a rookie who had not played football for a while because of his injury at Ohio State. That has me encouraged. I could make the argument pretty easily. He was the best or second best rookie offensive lineman last year in the NFL behind Will Campbell. Those are all wins for me. There's just such a major question mark about his availability. We presume, without knowing what the thing was that caused him to not be on the field last year, that thing has been resolved. But I don't know. We don't know what the thing is.
We have no clue what the thing is.
I'm sure the text line pretends to be an expert and they'll tell me 12 different theories, but we don't know. But he also did get injured, which is part of his story. So I'm a little more confident than you, because when he was on the field, I was more confident in his abilities than you. But, we're not that different, because I don't know when he's going to strap it up and go.
There are two players on the Chiefs that I would say they desperately needed to work. One is Mansour Delane. You spent the 6th overall pick on him. He better be fantastic. He better be amazing for you, and pretty quickly. The second player is Josh Simmons. They really need Josh Simmons to work for a lot of reasons. I don't know who their left tackle's or their right tackle's going to be next year. Could be Jalen Moore, could be Issa Pole, could be a draft pick, could be a free agent. I would say that right now it is up in the air. I don't want to go into 2027 where both left tackle and right tackle are question marks. It would be really, really good to feel like you got that position absolutely locked in, and you feel the same way about left tackle that we feel about center, that you feel the same way about left tackle that we feel at right guard. I would say in some ways the same way that we feel right now about left guard. Kingsley Suamataia was good last season. I thought he played exceptionally well. So we know that there are 3 positions. That interior offensive line you feel is completely solidified. The question marks for the Chiefs now are on left tackle and right tackle. A lot of it is just sample size. We don't have a whole lot of body of work from either one of those individuals. And then in the issue with Simmons, it's can you stay on the field? Whether it's personal issues, whatever you got going on in your personal life, and then from a physical health standpoint, you have been physically unable to finish the last 2 football seasons that you've been in. You couldn't finish in Ohio State. You couldn't finish last year in Kansas City. Your best ability is availability. He's got to play at least 15 games this season. He has to be on the field.
Similar to how the Chiefs handle wide receiver, I think the Chiefs are, calling it a gamble might be poor terminology. The Chiefs are gambling that they're right about their tackles. Because remember, before the draft, what did every pundit we have on the air say? Be careful. The Chiefs could be taking a tackle at some point this week because, Jalen Moore has questions. Josh Simmons missed games. Issa Pole looked good, but he's a former UDFA. A lot of draft people were talking about tackle before the draft. Now, Brett Veach came out and said it's all a smokescreen and chuckled and ha ha ha. But the way the Chiefs handle wide receiver, which is low level investment, we're good, trust us, is how they're handling tackle. We got Jalen Moore, we got Josh Simmons, we got Issa Pole. That's our investment, we're good, trust us. They need to be right at one or both those positions, because if they say we're running it back at tackle and running it back at wide receiver and they're wrong, I don't care how good Kenneth Walker is. Your offense is going to be stuck in the mud once again.
Coming up on the other side, we are going to be joined by, who's coming on the show again?
Joe DeLeon.
Completely slipped my mind. I apologize. Joe DeLeon of the Rafino and Joe show is going to be on the show. That's my guy, too. My bad there. Joe DeLeon is going to be on the show. We're going to get back to the Brendan Sorsby news. We appreciate you guys. It's The Drive.
You're listening to The Drive with Carrington Harrison.
I mean, come on, guys. What are we doing here?
On your home for Chiefs football, 96.5, The Fan.
The NBA season is winding down. Who do you think is going to be wearing the ring at the end of the season? Well, take your best shot with FanDuel, and you just might be celebrating a victory of your own this NBA Finals. Right now, new customers can hit the hardwood with $350 in bonus bets guaranteed after betting just $5 for 7 straight days. FanDuel is the best place to bet all your favorite players during the NBA's biggest event. Individual player markets like baskets, rebounds, or you can build an epic same-game parlay for your chance to hit it big in the NBA Finals. And with FanDuel, you get paid out instantly when you win. All you need to do is visit FanDuel.com/local to join now and get $350 in bonus bets guaranteed after betting $5 for 7 days. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA, and also 96.5 The Fan. 21 in President, Missouri. First online real money wager only. Minimum $5 required for 7 consecutive days. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issues non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expires 7 days after receipt. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 15th, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi. Just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add one line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
If you're still using Sportsbook to bet on the finals, you're getting robbed. It's time to delete that app and join millions using Polymarket. Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sportsbook. You trade against other fans, not the house. That means more money for you and less for those greedy sportsbooks. Polymarket, your go-to prediction market for basketball's biggest stage, available in all 50 states. Download Polymarket in the App Store. Use promo code FREE50 to unlock $50 free for your first trade. That's promo code FREE50. Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it, because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. It makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card.
One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the...
Designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it. And now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your...
Windshield wipers. eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying... Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Even on weekends and holidays, Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric shows up. Expect reliable HVAC plumbing or electric service. Plus, enjoy $500 off a new HVAC system this summer. Schedule your free consultation at anthonyphce.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
The countdown to the World Soccer Championship is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. From here, for wherever you are, that's the benefit of blue. Visit bluekc.com/benefit of blue for more information. Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
This one brought to you by Anthony Plumbing. We've got the crash that is 635 northbound. It's just past Shawnee Drive. You've got two right lanes that are blocked there. Home issues rarely happen at a convenient time. When HVAC, plumbing, or electric issues happen, you need a team that shows up, even on weekends and holidays. Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric shows up with flexible financing. Comfort is always within reach. Plus, enjoy $500 off a new HVAC system this summer. Scheduled today at anthonyphce.com. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
This is 96.5 The Fan, your home for Chiefs football.
Let's head to the phone lines right now to be joined by my guy. He is the host of one of the more popular college football podcasts called the Ruffino and Joe Show. Joe DeLeon joins us to talk about the breaking news of Brendan Sorsby. He has been ruled eligible to play college football this season despite gambling on his team when he was at Indiana. Joe, I am not surprised by this news. Are you surprised by this news?
I'm actually shocked by this news because of the fact that it seemed so illogical that he was going to be able to win this case. And the case isn't over, but for him to be able to play this year because of a court ruling where every bit of evidence against Brendan Sorsby that he even admitted himself should have made him ineligible, I'm just blown away. I don't know how this judge thought that it made sense for him to make the decision that he did.
I just haven't seen the NCAA win one of these court cases in such a long time. Now, this did feel like, hey, if you can't keep this kid out of college athletics, then who can you keep out? I think we all just want some understanding of what the rules are and what the guidelines are when it comes to college sports. And the line just continues to get more blurry every single day.
Right. The blurriness had applied with these eligibility cases, and in some circumstances, the NCAA was able to win those, just like with Charles Bediako, the former professional basketball player who Alabama tried to sneak on their roster. So when you had a situation like that, you kind of think, okay, Brendan Sorsby admitted to betting on his own team. It was also found in the investigation that even though he claimed to have bet on his own team when he was at Indiana to support his team and to feel closer to his team, he bet on a first half under and an under on passing yards of the starting quarterback of the team, which doesn't really support that claim that he's making. Nothing that he did should have been permissible, and it violates so many things when it comes to the integrity of like competition that he did it. With all of that, like you said, this is the one circumstance that if the NCAA can't keep this kid out, then what can they actually do? And I think for that as well, and this was part of the NCAA's argument in the court case, was that if he's granted eligibility and he's allowed to play, it does irreparable damage to college athletics, to professional sports, now that there is a precedent where an athlete was able to pull something like this off. So I think that because of the fact that it was so obvious and the judge just decided to go with the previous outcomes of different cases, but somewhat related to eligibility, it makes this whole thing into a gigantic farce. I get what you're saying where, hey, like this has happened before where guys have gotten through and they've broken through, but at the same time, it's just, like, I still can't even fully wrap my head around it that this judge thought it was a good idea.
Right now, we're talking to Joe DeLeon about the Brendan Sorsby conversation. Brendan Sorsby is the quarterback at Texas Tech. He was found gambling on his team, betting on player props. He has been allowed to play college football by a judge. This obviously is not over. I guess let's attack this from two different sides. We'll talk about what's next in a big picture and what's next when it comes to this case in the NCAA and his eligibility this year. The NCAA is going to continue to try to fight this. Do you think they will be able to win that fight?
That's a good question. To your point, that this isn't the end of the court case. They're going to appeal it, and then also when the lawsuit is actually held in court, then that's when the outcome will actually be determined. But that will likely probably be after the end of the season. I wish I could speak to what I think will actually happen here, but I didn't think that this would come to this point where he would actually be granted eligibility. I think that there's so much uncertainty, and I think that like we saw with the Owen Heineke case, the Trinidad Chambliss case, that once the NCAA loses, it's very hard for them to change the outcome through an appeal. The Chambliss case is probably the best example where the lines were a little bit blurred, but it really should have gone in favor of the NCAA in that circumstance. But once the judge ruled in favor of Chambliss and Ole Miss, it was hard for the NCAA to make much of a case through an appeal. I think that, and I hope that logic prevails somehow in some way and prevents him from playing, but it doesn't seem like that's going to come to fruition. I tell you one thing that's been really interesting. I was reading Ross Dellinger of Yahoo Sports' piece on this, and he got opinions from a number of athletic directors and decision makers in sports. And it sounds like a lot of folks are so bothered by this that they might consider not playing against Texas Tech. That was quoted in Ross Dellinger's story. So I'm curious to see if the courts can't do anything, if the NCAA can't do anything, does the collective like group of individuals in college athletics that would be able to impact Texas Tech's schedule, would they be able to step in and essentially make him ineligible on their own by saying, hey, we're not going to suit up, we're not going to play against you if you're trotting out a guy who should not be allowed to play?
Joe, I don't believe that any of those schools are actually going to do that. I know it all sounds good, and the quote from Gene Taylor and other people are these big damning quotes, and I find it hard to believe that we're talking about Big 12 schools are going to come together, because if they're going to do this, this just can't be one or two. This needs to be the Big 12 as a whole saying, we are not going to play Texas Tech if they are going to let this guy play. But that involves some kind of unity, and college athletics doesn't have any of that.
That's a very good point. It's a very good point that we never seem to get a consensus on things like this. And, a couple athletic directors might say that they will do it, and then eventually, others might agree and then decide to go against them later on for, whatever reason. To your point, no one's ever on the same page. There's a lot of backstabbing that happens in these circumstances. But I do wonder, with the unprecedented nature of this, if maybe this is the one situation that enough people could come together on their upcoming schedule to not play them. But yeah, it is a bit of a pipe dream for that to actually end up happening. But it's the only positive way that this comes together and finishes off is if those that are supposed to play Texas Tech this year just decide to find a way to force Texas Tech from not getting to play any of their games. It was really interesting to see how much outrage there was and how quickly there was outrage. And I think it's pretty justified that everybody agrees across the board that this is a ludicrous result that he is going to be allowed to play.
Text line 913-586-7965. Right now, we're talking to Joe DeLeon of the Ruffino and Joe Show. Right now, we are talking about Brendan Sorsby. So, Joe, let's talk about what do you think is next for the NCAA. I think we're really heading towards, at some point, Congress is either going to have to intervene and they're going to have to pass this College Sports Act, or we're going to have the Power 4 schools break away and create their own rules. The NCAA has shown us they cannot govern the sport, and every entity needs some rules. They need some structure of some regard. They don't have structure right now. Either somebody has to create the structure for them, or the Power 4 schools just have to say, we're tired of this. We're going to come up with our own rules.
Yeah, and I do wonder if the other outcome of what you just said there is what ends up being the result of this, because the SEC and the Big Ten have explored this. Athletic directors in those conferences have thought about it more and more, especially with their frustrations with the College Sports Commission that's supposed to be governing NIL transactions between schools and athletes. I think that right now the best case scenario in terms of bolstering the power of the NCAA is if the Protect College Sports Act, which was the recent legislation that was presented by Ted Cruz and Maria Cantwell, and was heard last week, is if that advances after maybe making some changes to the suggestions of what Greg Sankey and Tony Petitti want. That would be probably the best thing that can happen right now, because as much as breaking away from the NCAA sounds like a good idea, I wonder if the complex nature of it would take a very long time to actually come to fruition, and for it to actually form into something that is coherent enough that would be able to properly govern specific conferences. I'm mostly fearful that if conferences would do this and they would just operate on their own, and we would have 4 separate operating conferences that no longer adhere to the NCAA. And if that happened and there's mixed rules across the board, we're kind of taking multiple steps backward. As much as it would be easier for the conferences to govern themselves, I think that if there's not continuity for what the rules are supposed to be, it's just going to continue to convolute things. So if the Protect College Sports Act can go through, I think that it is the best opportunity for solving a lot of these problems, because the biggest premise with that, there are a lot of new rules that were being pieced together, but the whole big premise is that the NCAA can be protected from being taken to court over silly little things like this, over eligibility, over being able to actually hand down a punishment and then not being bitten back once they do so. The NCAA needs to be given its power, and the only way that they're going to get that is if they get government protection. So that act needs to go through. Otherwise, we're just going to continue to get situations like this. And I hope that this is the wake-up call across the board, that without any of that protection, it's just going to get worse and worse. Somebody's going to try and test the limits next, and I'm afraid to find out who that is.
That is Joe DeLeon of the Ruffino and Joe Show joining us today. Be sure to listen to it. It's one of my favorite college football podcasts. Getting you ready for the season, also breaking down this Brendan Sorsby news. Joe, something tells me that this is not our last time talking about this specific case. Something tells me this is not going away. This is the story in college football heading into the season. Always appreciate your time, my man.
Thanks, Carrington. Have a good one.
Absolutely. That is Joe DeLeon of the Ruffino and Joe Show joining us. Text line at 913-586-7965. Why are you guys running this kid's name through the mud, CDOT? With all the marketing you guys do for sports betting, you all should be for his forgiveness. Let bygones be bygones. Hold on. Timeout. Timeout here. You cannot argue the other side of this, in my opinion. I don't have any problem with Brendan Sorsby gambling on other things. I don't even care that he did it when he was underage, when you're not legally even supposed to be placing sports bets. If the conversation about Brendan Sorsby was that he bet a lot of money on Major League Baseball games, we wouldn't be having this conversation, and I would say that the NCAA doesn't have any bearing to suspend him from playing college football. You can bet as an NFL player. You can't bet at the facility, and you can't bet on the NFL. But there is nothing stopping Patrick Mahomes from taking the Knicks today on the money line. There's nothing stopping it. But everything has to have a rule. I think you should be allowed to drink. I don't think you should be allowed to get hammered and then drive a car. I don't think you should be able to do both of those things. I think you should be allowed to gamble. I don't think you should be allowed to gamble as the quarterback of the team on your team and bet on whether your team is going to win or lose, or bet on the individual productivity of one of your teammates. He was betting unders. He wasn't just randomly betting baseball games or how many hot dogs Joey Chestnut was going to eat. He was taking the under on his team's points. If that doesn't make you ineligible to play college athletics, what does? What makes you ineligible to play college athletics? Because it's not if you were a pro. We got guys who are playing pro basketball now that see that they're paying all this money in college that now can play college basketball. It's not gambling on your own team. What makes you ineligible? If Patrick Mahomes wanted to go back to play, could he play? What would the argument be that he shouldn't be allowed to play? We have to have a line somewhere. So I am all for forgiveness. Absolutely. I'm not saying Brendan Sorsby should go to jail. I'm just saying I don't think as a college athlete that participates in a sport, you should be allowed to bet on the sport that you are participating in. I don't even care if he bets college basketball. You shouldn't be allowed to gamble on your team. That just seems like a very, very simple rule that a lot of them follow. And if you don't follow it, there should be a strict and severe penalty. Go play in the pros. I don't think the NFL should have any jurisdiction over to suspend Brendan Sorsby. I think this is a college matter. So no, I don't even think that's dragging the kid's name through the mud. I haven't said anything inaccurate about the kid. I'm telling you what he did. I'm telling you what he said he did. He said he bet on these things. I didn't have this information until he told me. He gave his first.
The Drive. First to breaking news in Kansas City.
Little breaking news from Jordan Schultz, Carrington. We have a reunion. The Kansas City Chiefs are signing L'Jarius Sneed to a one-year contract. L'Jarius Sneed is returning to the Kansas City Chiefs for the 2026 season after being earlier traded to the Titans a few years ago by said Chiefs.
This is what we expected. I don't have any issues with this. I'm assuming that this is a very, very small deal, is what I would guess.
Money has not been announced yet, for what it's worth.
I'm just going to guess. They gave Cater Kohu $1.8 million. Do you think that they're giving L'Jarius Sneed much more than that? I think the maximum he's getting is $3 million, which is a nothing amount of money. Now, we had this conversation. You were here, Rob, so I'm very interested to get your thoughts on this. If you look at the Chiefs' depth chart, I don't know if this is just a depth move. I don't think you are having a reunion with one of your former guys in L'Jarius Sneed to then just release him in 2 months. You obviously checked the knee. You felt good about the knee. You feel good about the physicals. You obviously feel good about the player. You know him. He knows you. He knows your scheme. He's ready to hit the ground running. L'Jarius Sneed is on the team. So now we are going through the cornerback room here. So Noah Williams, locked to make the team. Mansour Delane, locked to make the team. I think Cater Kohu, locked to make the team. Jadon Kennedy, lock. L'Jarius Sneed, lock. That's 5. You notice there was a name there I did not mention. Christian Fulton's name, I do not think is a lock to make this team. Kyer Elam, not a lock. Christian Roland Wallace. I think this tells you where they are with Christian Fulton.
By the way, we now have, kind of the money. Per Adam Schefter, it's a one-year deal that with incentives can get all the way to $5 million.
How much money they give him guaranteed?
I'm just reading the tweet.
No, how much money they give him guaranteed? Because we know that one up to 5, it could be a guarantee of $1 million, and then there's a bunch of bonuses that you got to hit by being healthy. So up to 5 could be doing a whole lot of work there. Also, just not a whole lot of money. No reason to really argue the point when it comes to that. That's not a significant amount of money for a player.
It's possible the term up to is doing a lot of heavy lifting. We don't know.
It could be doing a whole lot of heavy lifting with the up to based on his incentives. And I'm also guessing a lot of those incentives are based off percentages of snaps. I'm going to guess whenever we actually see the number, it's going to be, we'll pay you X amount if you play in 50% of the snaps, 60% of the snaps, 70% of the snaps, etc. A lot of that up to is going to be based on how healthy and productive he can be in Kansas City.
Let me ask you this, because I was gone when these rumors of a reunion started leaking out. Are you we'll use the term up to. Are you surprised up to $5 million went to a corner and not a pass rusher? Because I don't know what
just up to the up to. I gotta hear the guaranteed money. I'm
That's
just
fair.
assuming if it's up to, it's just not. I think they didn't give him 4 and it's up to 5. They gave him less than half of the amount guaranteed, and then he can earn the rest throughout the course of the year. So no, I am not surprised that the Chiefs did a Chiefs thing. I know we want them to go get a pass rusher, but they're not linked to any pass rusher. There also isn't a former. We know who the Chiefs are. We know who they are. We used to joke about this. Oh, the Chiefs only have 70 players' numbers. So, yeah, if there was a corner that was available that knows the system and knows the scheme and that they clearly like and think a lot of his abilities, no, I am not surprised that they went out to go get that guy. It'd be surprising to me if they got Cam Jordan. It would be surprising to me if they got Von Miller, if they got Bosa, if they got one of those guys. Them having a reunion with somebody from the past, that's the most Chiefs thing they could possibly do.
It is very Chiefs. And I don't know what it's called. The mandatory practices in June start tomorrow. So it's not surprising this news leaks out today. Hey,
yeah, he's going to be there.
You got to go to work tomorrow. Time to trap the pads back on and go. Or I don't know if they wear pads tomorrow. Whatever. He's got to go to work tomorrow.
Do you think that Christian Fulton's making the team?
No.
I mean, that's the conversation right now. Text line 913-586-7965. Do you think that Christian Fulton is making the team?
No.
Because if we are going through the numbers, he is in a battle for that spot. Now, they could save some money by getting rid of him, but you want to talk about just throwing money away. They threw money away on Christian Fulton if he doesn't make this team. They gave him $5 million guaranteed for this year. So he's getting the $5 million whether he plays for the Chiefs or whether he plays for the Indianapolis Colts. I don't know if it matters that much to him, but in terms of his pathway to getting on the field, I don't know if Christian Fulton's getting on the field for this team. Not over Delane, not over Noah Williams, not over Snead. So he's their corner 4? Yeah, I don't know, man. That's what this feels like to me. This feels to me like he is there once again, the odd man out.
I think Christian Fulton is out for sure. The Snead thing to me is weird for this reason.
I'm surprised that you think it's weird.
No, it's weird to me for this reason. And maybe this is just me overthinking things. And I'm totally open to that. But I remember in 2022, you were someone that was shouting from the heavens, veteran corner, veteran corner, veteran corner. You wanted James Bradbury, who actually I think was all pro that year. Was a very good player. The Chiefs said, no, we're running it with rookies only, basically. They had Snead, who at that time was a one-year player. They had rookie Trent McDuffie. They had rookie Jalen Watson. And they had rookie Joshua Williams. That was their cornerback group. They said, this is our team. We're gonna go out here with this group. They did not sign a veteran corner at all that offseason. This year, I thought they were following the same game plan, and yet after 1 week of practice, they're now adding a veteran corner. It's a delineation from what they've done in the past with young corners, which is why it's a little bit confusing to me.
But I guess my argument would be, if you don't think that Christian Fulton's going to be in that room, you can't have a room completely of young guys. Everybody's a young guy. You won't have any known proven experience or just playing time. I mean, Delane's never played in an NFL game. He's a rookie. Jaden Kennedy's never played in a game before. Noah Williams played in 8 games last year. He didn't get a whole lot of run until the end of the season. So maybe they just see it as, hey, if we're making a decision on who our vet's going to be, on who the leader in this room's going to be, we want a guy who knows the system, who knows the scheme inside and out, and that guy can communicate and kind of set the tone and be the leader for the rest of this room. Like, I see this move as that. I see this as being an extension of Dave Merritt, an extension of Steve Spagnuolo, that you always need that room to be policed by a veteran, policed by a guy that knows what the Chiefs' way is. So I'm just not really looking into that move a whole lot more than that. It's a very small amount of money. We haven't seen the guaranteed money. I'm assuming it's a very low guarantee, somewhere around $2 million probably on the guarantee. And then if it works, great. If it doesn't work, you roll the dice with the player that you know.
I think you're right. This signing is a major indictment on Christian Fulton, who didn't play last year. He just I don't care that he played in the Raiders game at the end of the season. He didn't play last year.
No, for sure. I'm 100% with you.
He must stink. The Chiefs must be eyeing that $5 million they can save by cutting him.
It must stink. They've never thought he could play. That's the real truth. Ever since they signed him, they didn't think he could play for the team. It's really that simple. They didn't think he could play. He was healthy enough for week 1. He was healthy enough for week 2. He then didn't play again until the middle of November. And then, as you alluded to, he didn't really get on the field until the preseason games at the end of the season, the joint practices they had, the scrimmages they had at the end of the season. So, yeah, I'm with you. Playing in that game against Tennessee, playing in the Denver game, playing against Vegas, that does not show me that they believed in you. If anything, they've gone above and beyond since they signed Christian Fulton to tell me they don't think he can play for this team, and he's not that good. And this is just another example that they don't think he's that good, and they don't think he's going to play. I do not think that Christian Fulton is going to be on the team. I think they are either going to I think they're just going to outright release him and just charge it to the game. You win some and you lose some. And they played Christian Fulton a whole lot of money to play in 3 preseason games for them last year. But you get a little bit of salary cap space back, and that's basically the salary cap space that you just used to sign L'Jarius Sneed, a player that they do like and does fit their system and will play for them. Right now, we're talking about the breaking news. L'Jarius Sneed back in Kansas City on a 1-year deal. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on Kansas City's only FM sports station, 96.5, The Fan.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog, or your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At Heartland Men's Health, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more, getting you back in the game again. So don't be older. Be stronger in the gym. Be sharper at work. Be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Feature therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
If you're still using Sportsbook to bet on the finals, you're getting robbed. It's time to delete that app and join millions using Polymarket. Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sportsbook. You trade against other fans, not the house. That means more money for you and less for those greedy sports books. Polymarket, your go-to prediction market for basketball's biggest stage, available in all 50 states. Download Polymarket in the App Store. Use promo code FREE50 to unlock $50 free for your first trade. That's promo code FREE50. Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply.
The finals are here and underway, and both teams are set. And now you can trade every single game over on Kalshi. New York currently trading at 56% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade could net you $186 in profit. Or if you don't think the upset is coming, you could trade on the other side. San Antonio currently trading at 46%, meaning that a $100 investment could turn into $216. On Kalshi, you're trading against other people. It's in a live market, meaning no house, no odds makers, and the odds move. You can buy in and out at any time. And for a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use promo code TAPP, TAPP, to get $10 when you trade 10. KALSHI, Kalshi. Trade on anything. 18 plus only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory.
Sun Cruiser is the official ready-to-drink canned cocktail of the U.S. Open and U.S. Women's Open. We're excited to bring our vodka iced teas and lemonades to golfers and drinkers everywhere, and support these 2 prestigious championships and their fans with a refreshing Sun Cruiser vodka iced tea. Crisp, clean, and no carbonation for the perfect sipper on the course. Join us for the U.S. Open watch party with special giveaways on June 18th and 19th at Minsky's locations. Visit odyssey.com/965thefan for details. Please drink responsibly.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
There's only one Ozempic.
Hello, I'm Ozempic, and I'm other GLP-1s, kind of like him.
Ozempic, you redid your jingle?
Thanks for noticing. Catchy, right?
No.
Okay, then. Well, ask your doctor about which FDA-approved uses of me, the Ozempic pen, may be right for you. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and learn more about Ozempic semaglutide injection, 2 milligrams. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic.
There's only one Ozempic.
I told you it was catchy.
This report is brought to you by Bet365. Winning is everything.
With Bet365 early payout, you win even if they lose. Get paid out instantly when your team goes up big, even if they blow the lead later. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Missouri.
Come score the shirt with 96.5 The Fan as we'll be in the Lightwell office building at 11th and Main in downtown KC Mo every Wednesday between 11 and 1 during the World Soccer Championship, giving away shirts, gift cards, and more. Lightwell, managed by Area, owned by Samara Road. Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Brought to you by DM Injury Law, 816-888-7500. Hey, Mike's got this, and we've got a crash on 35. It's northbound at 95th. Right lane is blocked. Just past that, you've got 35 northbound and 87th. Right lane blocked there, so I see a lot of red in that area if you're headed up into Overland Park. Crash near Raytown 350 Highway westbound just past 63rd. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Welcome back into the show. My name is Carrington Harrison. Happy to be here with you on this wonderful, wonderful Monday, getting you ready for Game 3 of the NBA Finals coming up later today. We've been talking a lot about Brendan Sorsby. He is the quarterback of Texas Tech. He has been ruled eligible despite admitting to gambling on his own team when he was a participant at Indiana. Here is the latest from Pete Thamel of ESPN.
This is certainly an unprecedented day in the history of college sports. And I don't want to sound overdramatic here, but gambling has always been a thick red line. And the fact that Brendan Sorsby, who admitted to placing thousands of bets for $90,000, including 40 bets on his own team while he was at Indiana, the fact that he is going to be or has been legally cleared to play college football this season at Texas Tech is simply something that we've never seen before. And it's the latest manifestation of one of the biggest issues in college sports right now, Pat, which is local rulings overruling what the NCAA rules are supposed to be. And this one feels the most significant, Pat, because gambling cuts different than a medical red shirt, than an age argument like the Bediako case, for example. I don't think I've gotten more text on my phone about a breaking news story unprompted ever, or certainly not in the last 5 years. I mean, my phone did not stop ringing. And in the general tenor, Pat, around college athletics, I would say, is one of disgust. One Big 12 AD texted me today, "We lost our soul today."
That is Pete Thamel of ESPN talking about Brendan Sorsby. He is the quarterback at Texas Tech. We're also talking about the breaking news right now. L'Jarius Sneed, he has signed a one-year deal to come back to Kansas City. It is up to $5 million in incentives. We do not have the information right now on guaranteed money. When we have it, we certainly will pass it to you. But Sneed is back. We're talking about the roster right now, and I think there's 5 corners that are going to make this team. The Chiefs are not bringing back L'Jarius Sneed to then release him in 2 months. That is just not usually how the Chiefs get down, not with these reunions. So when you bring back a Derek Nottie, when you bring back a Mike Pennell, when you bring back somebody of that vein, they usually make this team. So I think the Sneed is now a roster lock, to make this team. The other guys, I would say, are going to make this team. Noah Williams, Mansour Delane, Kader Kohu, Kennedy, and now Sneed. That's 5 corners. What does that mean for Christian Fulton? Is Christian Fulton going to make this team? They didn't really seem to have a whole lot of confidence in him. I just did the math during the commercial break. If you remove the last 3 games, because those games do not count to me. If you aren't playing before those games don't count. It's a little different if you're a young guy, like if you're Ashton Gelati and the purpose of this is to get reps. If you're one of those young guys that they're throwing you out there, yeah, that's live experience. Not a guy like Christian Fulton who was on his second contract, on his second team. No, if you're playing in those games late, I'm not taking anything from it. He played in 208 snaps last year. He only played in 29 before the final 3 weeks of the season. He was not a member of the team. He played in the first 2 games. He played 15 snaps in week 1. They saw something they didn't like, and he could not get back on the field until the very, very end of the season. Rob, he played in 15 snaps in week 1. He played 2 snaps in week 2. He didn't get back on the field until week 10. He played 9 snaps in week 10. He played 1 snap in week 11. And then week 14, he played a couple snaps, 2 snaps, and then that was it until the end of the season. He also doesn't help you on special teams. I think it's going to be tough for Christian Fulton to make this roster, man. I just don't really know if there's a great path for him to do it.
I said this in the last segment. I'm more set in it now. Christian Fulton, or at least the perception by the Chiefs, is this guy's unplayable. Because it wasn't like last year's cornerback room was just gangbusters. I mean, Jalen Watson was good. Trent McDuffie was very good. But Noel Williams wasn't a 500-snap guy for this team last year. A lot of snaps went to Chamari Connor, who I believe got our barbecue chicken award for last season.
Yeah, he did. He was definitely barbecue chicken alert. So if you're chicken alert.
If you're telling me Christian Fulton couldn't jump above a rookie, couldn't jump above barbecue chicken to get in the rotation last year, they didn't really trust him last year. And then their offseason. Look what they've done this offseason. They lost their top 2 corners, and what have they done since then? Just refill the room with talent, and just one by one, they will all play over L'Jarius Sneed. Maybe Kader Kohu isn't that guy because he's come back from injury. I don't know, but he's a move they made. Obviously, Mansour Delane is a move they made. They have gone out of their way to push him out of the room. Christian Fulton, when you get to St. Joe, you better be putting some good reps in because other teams will be watching your tape.
Yeah, no, for sure. So I'm curious what you guys think. Text line 913-586-7965. Someone on the text line says, C-Dot, I don't think that Kader Kohu is a lock to make this team. I actually think you can argue that outside of Mansour Delane, Kader Kohu is their second best corner. I know everybody loves Noel Williams, and I think there's a lot of reasons to like him. From what we were hearing about Kader Kohu, when he's healthy, he is a very good corner. He's one of the better corners they have on the team. If he misses the roster, it's only because of injury, and he just wasn't physically able to make it. But if we're just talking like ability, everybody is healthy, he is absolutely making this team.
I also... Maybe you dealt this last week when I was gone. I was house hunting, doing some other stuff, so I didn't really dive into the L'Jarius Sneed. I don't have any interest in entertaining the notion that L'Jarius Sneed is playing safety for this team. I think if they're bringing L'Jarius Sneed back,
he's back. Chance.
I don't entertain that notion. I actually think they're deeper at safety than corner. So I don't know why you'd bring him back to play the stronger position. Like, he's not a natural safety. You're going to tell me he's playing safety over the players you already have on the roster? I mean, Jaden Hicks is spotty, but I still trust him over a guy learning the position. So I think this is an indictment on Fulton.
I can see you going 4 deep, though, and just maybe the way that you can make the roster math work, if we're trying to now figure out how you keep Fulton, is your 4 safeties are going to be Connor, Gilman, Hicks, and Sneed. You then can keep 5 corners.
So you have Kennedy as a corner then, because I know he's that hybrid type too. Okay,
I think he's probably a nickel corner for them. I think that's probably where they are going to use him the most. So yeah, I'm counting Kennedy as a corner for this conversation. Him kind of playing that interior corner more than I'm counting him as a safety. But yeah, we agree. Kennedy's going to be on the team. It's just where are you going to use him? I mean, I think the possibilities are kind of open for Sneed. I also think, now I'm not saying he is a pass rusher. He's one of the better pass rushers that they have on their team. So if you were telling me that you got him to play that nickel corner role and you trust his ability and his instincts to get to the other team's quarterback, I don't really think that's a bad strategy on how to use him. I think that actually makes a whole lot of sense if that's the plan and how you plan on using L'Jarius Sneed. We can continue this conversation, 913-586-7965. The Chiefs, they have made a move. They have signed L'Jarius Sneed to a 1-year deal. Rob, let's talk a little bit more about this defense and why I think bringing a guy like Sneed back is important. We'll get to that next. Keep it right here, so drive.
Tune in to hear the Hall of Fame voice of the Royals, Denny Matthews.
There's a high fly ball, deep left center. That goes Ward to the wall. Gone. Bobby Witt Jr.
Every Monday at 3, right here on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5, The Fan. Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the car crash kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Brought to you by DM Injury Law, 816-888-7500. Hey, Mike's got this, and we've got a crash on 35. It's northbound at 95th. Right lane is blocked. Just past that, you've got 35 northbound and 87th. Right lane blocked there, so I see a lot of red in that area if you're headed up into Overland Park. Crash near Raytown 350 Highway westbound just past 63rd. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Who do you think will be wearing the ring at the end of the NBA Finals? Well, take your shot with FanDuel, and you might be celebrating a victory of your very own. Right now, new customers can hit the court with $350 in bonus bets guaranteed after betting $5 for 7 straight days. FanDuel is the best place to bet all your favorite players during the NBA's biggest event. Seek out individual player markets for baskets and rebounds, or build an epic same-game parlay for your chance at a bigger payout. And with FanDuel, you get paid instantly when you win. Just visit FanDuel.com/local to join now to get $350 in bonus bets guaranteed after betting $5 for 7 days. FanDuel, an official partner of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. First online real money wager only. Minimum $5 wager required for 7 consecutive days. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Shawnee Mission Ford, on a mission to do more. Visit our inventory at ShawneeMissionFord.com.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my run in PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
I'm worried. Since your accident, we've got medical bills and you're missing work.
I know. I just don't know where to start.
We call SWL Injury Law the car crash kings. It's what they do.
If they can help us get through this,
we've helped people just like you recover what they deserve. Visit us at SWL Injury Law today for your free consultation. We're the car crash kings. It's what we do.
Visit SWLinjurylaw.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 15th, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi, just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add 1 line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
Right, soccer fans, listen up. If you'd like a proper celebration, come on, you know where to go this summer. Gordon Ramsay Steak inside Harrah's Kansas City is the place to be. Now, we're talking beautiful marble cuts, cooked to absolute utter perfection, and flavors you can't get anywhere else. Stop settling for mediocre and let me help you. Come in, sit down, and let my team show you how to cook a proper steak. Now, 21 or older to gamble, know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Community Blood Center is teaming up with the Kansas City Royals for our annual Royals Weeks. Now through June 14th, help keep our blood supply strong ahead of these critical summer months. Join us to donate blood and receive 2 tickets to a select Royals home game this season. With a single donation, you could be the reason up to 3 people get out of the hospital and into the stands this summer. Schedule your donation today at savealifenow.org or call 877-468-6844.
This summer, grab a Truly Hard Seltzer. Light, bubbly, fruity, and make your dreams come truly. Join us for our game day watch parties on June 12th, 19th, and 25th at Peanuts locations. Truly Hard Seltzer, the official hard seltzer of U.S. Soccer. Visit Odyssey.com/965thefan for more info on watch parties. And visit TrulyHardSeltzer.com/locations to find Truly near you. Hard Seltzer Beverage Company, LLC, Boston, Massachusetts. Hard Seltzer, 5% alcohol by volume. Please drink responsibly. 21 plus only.
This Royals coverage is brought to you by Peter's Clothiers. Looking for the perfect Father's Day gift? Right now at Peter's Clothiers, save 30% on select Johnny O styles. Premium comfort, timeless style, and savings Dad will love. Stop by Peter's Clothiers today at 124th and State Line Road.
The Cody and Gold Garage Sale benefiting the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum is on Wednesday, June 10th on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
All right, we're talking about the breaking news right now. L'Jarius Sneed has joined the Kansas City Chiefs. He has signed a 1-year contract in Kansas City. We don't have the full financial details of it, but the contract is a 1-year, up to $5 million deal. We'll see how much is guaranteed, how much is incentives, all of that stuff. That information will trickle out over the next couple of days. Not that it really matters that much. We're talking about a very, very small amount of money. So we're having the conversation. What does this mean for Christian Fulton? Is Christian Fulton going to be on the roster? This is why I think this move matters, Rob, and tell me if you think this makes sense. I think now on every layer of the defense, they have one guy that knows what it's like to be a champion and can communicate that and pass down what it means, the work you got to put in. They have that on every level now. You have that on the defensive line. That's who Chris Jones is. That's who he should be. You're talking about a guy who is going into Canton, a guy who I think you can argue in the first Super Bowl that the Chiefs won, I thought he played better than any player that was on the team. I thought he was phenomenal in that Super Bowl. He should have all the respect for that defensive line. So when he's communicating to those guys, you should listen to what he has to say. When it goes to linebacker, that you got a couple of those guys. Drew Tranquil's been around for a while. Nick Bolton has been around for a while. So when you're talking to a Jeffrey Bassa, if you want to know what it's like to have success in this league, if you want to know what it's like to hang around, if you want to know what it's like to have a 7-8 double-digit year career and really have some success, those are two people that you should listen to, two people that know what it's like to play in championship games, who knows what it's like to play well and win championships. Nick Bolton was a bad call away from being a Super Bowl MVP a couple of years ago.
Don't call it a bad call. It was the right call.
No, it was a bad call. He should have won. It was the wrong call. That should have been enough. He should have had 2 scooping scores. He should have had 2 defensive touchdowns. He should have been the MVP of that Super Bowl. Now, when you go to the cornerback room, that's who L'Jarius Sneed is. Sneed knows what it's like to play for a championship. Sneed knows what it's like to work. He knows what it's like to move your way up the depth chart, to prove yourself. So if you're looking for somebody that is literally what people want Noah Williams to turn out to be. You want Noah Williams to turn out to be what L'Jarius Sneed was. A mid-round pick who gets the most out of his ability, and in 3 years, you are having a serious conversation about if you want to pay him what the market says that he's worth, or if you want to try to flip it for future picks. That is what you hope that Jadon Kennedy turns out to be. You want him to be like L'Jarius Sneed, a guy who was a hybrid player in college, a guy who played corner his first 3 years, transitioned over to safety for his senior year, got drafted, started for a Super Bowl team, turned himself into a number 1, number 2 type, and went off and got paid. So if you were looking for an example of what you want these guys to turn out to me, you have that on every layer of the defense. You got that on the D-line to communicate to those guys the work you got to put in and what you got to do to sacrifice to be a champion. You got that in the linebacker room. You got that now in the corner room with L'Jarius Sneed. I think that's a very valuable thing to have.
Let me play devil's advocate just for a minute here, because I don't disagree with you. I think there is value in knowing what it takes to be a champion, and the Chiefs have that at basically every position group on their team. Now, it's a product of the fact they've been very successful, but I think every position group on the roster has a Super Bowl champion in it, right? Like, even running back didn't happen here, but they have a Super Bowl champion in the room. So I agree with you. But let me just play devil's advocate. Wasn't the motto and mantra this offseason of the defense younger and more explosive? Tell me how L'Jarius Sneed fits into that. Because with his knee health history, or his problems with his knee health history.
I don't think he's blocking anybody, though.
Is he
I don't think so. I mean,
is he potentially blocking Canada, though? Now, maybe Canada can't play. They saw him at OTAs and went, no. But that would be the name. Like, I don't think he's ahead of Noel Williams on the depth chart. I'd be stunned if he's ahead of Delane on the depth chart.
I don't think he's ahead of Cater Kohu on the depth chart either. I think he's coming in as a corner 3/4 type veteran guy. And I'm just also going to assume with Kennedy, maybe that's a guy, and we know how they are with rookies and young guys. He doesn't play a whole lot. I mean, for everybody, how much we love Noel Williams did not play a whole lot early in the season and started to play late. So I'm looking at Kennedy as he's going to be a guy who's going to help you a lot more in the second half of the season, November, December, than being able to help you in September. Sneed can help you in September, but I also wouldn't anticipate Sneed staying healthy for 17 games. So by the point that you think he's injured or dealing with it, you got a young guy who can step in and fill his shoes.
I agree. I think the name would be candidate that he's potentially blocking. Or if he's blocking Noel Williams, we have bigger problems.
Yeah, for sure.
It seems to be a little bit of a delineation in younger, faster, more explosive. That's our defensive game plan. We're drafting Peter Woods. We're drafting Mansour Delane. We're drafting our Mason Thomas, who's just not our type of edge rusher, but we need that speed and explosiveness and game-changing ability. We need these things. And also, a man who has 47-year-old knees is back. The two things don't gel exactly in my brain. So to play devil's advocate, I'm just curious how this fits into younger, faster, more explosive.
Yeah, I don't think that this necessarily is I don't think this is contrary to this. I mean, just based on their defense and the amount of young guys and the snaps that they're going to see, I mean, I'd be surprised if Sneed is top 10 for this defense in snaps this year. Because of just who I think is over him in the roster and his own health. So I don't think that Sneed joining the roster at this stage, I don't think that flies in the face of younger, faster, explosive. This defense is not reaching its ceiling because they added L'Jarius Sneed. They reached their ceiling because Mansour Delane is a Pro Bowl caliber kind of player this year. They reached their ceiling because Noel Williams is a legitimate number 2, and we're having conversations, can he be a 1 on another team? We're having this conversation because our Mason Thomas is a guy who can step in and immediately help you. Peter Woods is good. Ashton Gelati takes a step forward. They are not dependent, I think, on Sneed, his performance this year.
Let me ask you this. Let me make sure me and you are on the same page here. We both believe that this is a way diminished version of L'Jarius Sneed.
Yeah, of course.
And the guy that walked out of Kansas, I guess was sent packing out of Kansas City is a better way to say it. That guy's NFL career is over, and this is at best veteran help, because if Chiefs fans believe this is the same Sneed they last saw,
I don't think anybody thinks that.
I don't believe either, but I just want to make sure expectations for what he is are different.
I don't know how anybody could have that anticipation about L'Jarius Sneed by just even doing a quick Google search. He's played in 12 games the last 2 years.
He was terrible for the Titans. That is not an understatement. He was terrible in Tennessee.
Yeah, but I don't know if that should be a negative anyway. Maybe he is just a scheme guy. Maybe he just works in Kansas City. Maybe he just works in this defense, or this defense just knows how to get the most out of his ability. I mean, the Titans spent a significant amount of money on L'Jarius Sneed, and it went bad almost instantly on that contract. I mean, they were almost immediately upside down and underwater on that deal. But in Kansas City now, it's a place that you're familiar. It's a place that you know the scheme. You can just step in instantly in day one. Hell, if they're using L'Jarius Sneed, just the guy to come off the edge on corner blitzes, I think he gets 2.5 sacks this year and can be disruptive. There is absolutely a role for L'Jarius Sneed. You know we love a good basketball analogy. He's a guy that just, hey, you're expected to come in and be a Jose Alvarado type. Hey, come in, a little bit of energy, play a little defense, but you are not our star in any capacity anymore. I think Snead understands that at his point in his career. He needs to understand. He just signed a 1-year, $5 million deal in early June. You can't think you're that same guy anymore. But you're going to a place that's familiar. You go to a place that you know that has absolutely no learning curve, and you should be able to contribute starting tomorrow when everybody shows back up to work.
I guess me and you differ on what his version of help is going to be. I worry his best football is dead and gone. And I was here last season when me, you, text line, everyone was ripping the Chiefs for bringing back former Chiefs of yesteryear that their prime is gone. Doesn't L'Jarius Sneed kind of fit into that category? Because I think he's better than these players, but how is he different than Mike Pennell, Derek Nottie, Mike Edwards, that group that they just ran back last year because they know our system?
Yeah, but I guess to me what I think is different about those is, again, I don't think the Chiefs are dependent on L'Jarius Sneed. If Sneed gets cut, I don't think that's necessarily the worst thing that could happen. I think the difference in what you're talking about is the Chiefs' defensive line really needed Mike Pennell. They really needed Derek Nottie. They needed Charles Omenihu. I don't think their cornerback room needs that in any capacity. That's where I think the two are different and why I don't think the Chiefs' secondary is dependent on L'Jarius Sneed being good. I think their secondary is dependent on Mansour Delane, Noah Williams, and Kader Kohu to be good. I don't think it's dependent on L'Jarius Sneed.
I 100% acknowledge the difference. I'm just pointing out there are some similarities in this June Sneed move there were when there was an August Derek Nottie move.
This is every team, though. I'm not that part. I'm not now going to overreact about a team bringing back a guy that they know like that's every team in the National Football League is making those kind of moves. Again, I'm not mad at the Chiefs for being the Chiefs. I thought they were the Chiefs in every single instance last year, and that was the part that was frustrating. But they have certainly turned over that room for the most part this year. Think about it. I mean, Kader Kohu wasn't on the team last year. Mansour Delane wasn't on the team last year. Noah Williams didn't really play until the second half of the season. Kennedy wasn't on the team. They have more than turned over that room. That adding L'Jarius Sneed to me is just not really a negative. Be really curious to hear what you guys think. 913-586-7965. The Chiefs have gone out. They've made a move. They're adding L'Jarius Sneed. He has signed a 1-year deal up to $5 million. We'll find out how much the guaranteed money is. We'll continue to talk about this. Have you guys heard this Jonathan Cooper story? He plays for the Broncos. It is a wild story. I'll tell you it next. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
You're listening to The Drive.
My man Carrington Harrison.
On Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5, The Fan.
Hi, I'm Carter. And I'm Charlie. We'd like to share a quick story about a homeowner named Jack.
Jack had a home he needed to sell fast.
And Jack thought he had it all figured out.
So Jack talked to multiple cash buyers.
Jack chose the highest offer.
But the day before closing, guess what? The buyer backed out.
Leaving Jack with the moving truck all packed in the driveway and not sure what to do.
Jack learned the hard way that the highest offer isn't always the right offer.
Jack got suckered.
Make sure you aren't hung out to dry.
Call our dad at Rex Buys KC.
Our dad is local, he knows Kansas City, and he actually closes deals.
No repairs, no fees, no showings, no surprises.
Just a fair cash offer and a smooth process.
Now, don't be like Jack.
Call 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com.
Rex Buys KC, helping people make smart choices one home at a time.
If you're still using Sportsbook to bet on the finals, you're getting robbed. It's time to delete that app and join millions using Polymarket. Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sportsbook. You trade against other fans, not the house. That means more money for you and less for those greedy sportsbooks. Polymarket, your go-to prediction market for basketball's biggest stage, available in all 50 states. Download Polymarket in the App Store. Use promo code FREE50 to unlock $50 free for your first trade. That's promo code FREE50. Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply.
Baseball season is in full swing, and that means the summer heat is coming. The guys at Climate Control have been serving KC homeowners for over 35 years, and they know how to get your cooling system ready to handle our scorching hot summer weather. Stay cool and comfortable this summer. Call Climate Control today at 816-265-2830. 816-265-2830 for all your cooling, heating, and plumbing needs. Don't wait. Visit ClimateControlKC.com today. Climate Control Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Hey DQ fans, nothing could make Father's Day more memorable than a DQ cake. Treat Dad, aka Pops, Poppy, or Papa, to one of our delicious fudge and crunch cakes. Or get a cake in one of our other Blizzard treat flavors like Oreo cookie. Customize your DQ cake with a message that celebrates the big guy and all the wonderful things he does. Trust us, it's a lot more fun than a pair of socks or another wacky tie. Only at participating DQ locations. Happy tastes good.
And Doug. There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no. We help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married. Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
As world soccer hits the big stage, take the field with Fanatics Sportsbook. It's built for fans who want more from their bet. This summer, Fanatics Sportsbook is making every moment count with 10 100% profit boosts over the first 10 tournament days. That's one profit boost per game day. So every time the world's best hits the pitch, you've got a chance to double your winnings. And every goal, every save, every result means more. Plus, new customers get up to $1,000 in fan cash. That's $100 bet matched every day for your first 10 days. The world is ready. Are you? Fanatics Sportsbook. Winning hits different here. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. CT, call 888-789-7777. MA, call 800-327-5050. NY, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. MD, visit mdgamblinghelp.org. Not available in all states. Terms apply. See Fanatics Sportsbook app.
This is the story of the one. The one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Spreadsheets, clunky software, 100 different logins just to run your business? Ah.
There's a better way. Odoo. One simple, connected platform that handles sales, inventory, accounting, and more. So you can focus on growing, not juggling. Make the switch today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Royals coverage is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City.
Brought to you by Blue KC is the Coaches with Character program. Do you know a rock star high school coach in your district? Nominate them for the Blue KC Coaches with Character program at bluekc.com/nominate coaches with character. Let's make our coaches feel special and make our community a better place to live, work, and play.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
The countdown to the World Soccer Championship is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. From here, for wherever you are, that's the benefit of blue. Visit bluekc.com/benefit of blue for more information. Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Brought to you by Bugner's Heating and Cooling. The good news is the crash is down near Overland Park if cleared and you are unwinding, but we do have a problem on 35 that is northbound just past 635 there. The split right lane is blocked. Downtown still dealing with 670 eastbound just before 35. That's a stalled big truck in the right lane. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Follow this station on Instagram at TheFan965 for giveaways and behind-the-scenes content.
All right, Rob. Did you read this Jonathan Cooper story? Do you know the Jonathan Cooper story?
I know the headline. I did not read into it further.
Okay. I did. Let's go through it. Now, this is a very important disclaimer. Domestic violence is very, very serious and not a laughing matter. I don't want you to think that the next 5 minutes in any way is me trying to diminish what is alleged to have happened. But there is one detail in here that is absolutely wild to me that I have to share with you about this incident. So, Jonathan Cooper, he plays linebacker for the Broncos. He and his girlfriend, they both got arrested on Thursday. They had a physical altercation at his house. This is the story according to the police report. The girlfriend confronted Cooper about cheating. Tale as old as time. During the dispute, she threw his phone against the wall and was reading messages out of it. She alleged that as she tried to leave, he grabbed her by the neck and they were wrestling around. She says that he threw her onto the ground, punched the wall, grabbed her, did all these things. She told the police that she was unable to get up at one point. This is the part that blew my mind, Rob. She says at one point during this disagreement, he took her phone and said he would only give it back to her if she would leave. She did not leave, so he put the device in his, this is in the police report. He put her phone in his mouth and ate it, causing serious damage. She notes that the phone contained irreplaceable messages and voice notes from her mother, who is now deceased, and he knew this. Now, he gave his account of the story. He said that he was holding her arms to try to get his phone back, and they were just tussling. The officer said that the marks on her were not consistent of the level of violence in which her story was. Ultimately, both of them got charged and booked with misdemeanor charges of domestic violence and criminal mischief. This man ate her phone? How do you do that? What do they mean by ate her phone? Like, he grabbed her iPhone, took a chunk out of it, bit it, and swallowed it? Because that's what eat is to me. Eat to me is he grabbed her phone and like it was a Twix bar and just bit down on her phone and swallowed it? Is that what they're saying he did, allegedly? Is that not crazy to you? I mean, this situation, I'm not saying every man has been in this situation, but a lot of men have been in this situation. You was doing some stuff that you wasn't supposed to do. Your girl found it on your phone, and y'all started having an argument about what she found on her phone. A lot of men out there can identify with this situation. He an NFL player. She thought she was the only one. She, in fact, found out that she is not the only one. They had an altercation. Obviously, you don't put your hands on a woman. You don't do anything like that. I'm not condoning that. I'm simply trying to figure out, what does ate her phone mean to you? Because that is one of the wildest stories I've ever heard in my life.
I would say, now how it hits my ear, is when you hear the term ate or eat, you do not imply that that's just like chewing on it or put it in your mouth and broke it. That would imply that you put whatever the thing is in your mouth and then you swallowed. So that's
what I'm saying.
I don't know if he, now, I don't know.
Because sorry to cut you off. This would be different if they had said bit her phone.
Or chewed.
If they had just said bit her phone, I mean, that's still wild to me. Like, why'd you grab her iPhone and bite into it? But that, okay, I wouldn't need any clarification. In the police report, it says that Fagan, that's her name, she said that Cooper threatened to break her phone if she did not leave, and then put the device in his mouth and ate it, causing damage. Somebody's got to explain that to me. I've never heard anything like that before. Has anybody ever done this before? Has anybody ever seen this done before? Can I see the picture of the phone and what it looks like afterwards? Because this is an official police matter. Eventually, we'll have access to these files, right? Eventually, in theory, we can look at them. I want to see what the phone looks like. You just bit it?
Are we sure it's an iPhone?
I don't know what it was.
I mean, this makes still no sense to me, but more sense to me if it's like a burner flip phone. And
no, this is 2026, and she was also dating an NFL player.
Oh,
this wasn't a flip phone. This was an iPhone or an Android.
I guess she also said in the police report that she had voice messages from her now past mother on there.
Yeah,
that's not coming from a Motorola Sidekick.
Yeah. That's a crazy story, man. Again, I'm not trying to, this obviously is not funny. I don't know what happened in this situation, but I think we kind of do know what happened in this situation. He got caught slipping. He was doing something he wasn't supposed to do. She caught him, and whatever. Then it's up to interpretation about what happened. But it is clear he was cheating on her. She had evidence now on her phone. She confronts him with it on the phone, and then we don't know from there. I just want to know what ate the phone means, because I've never heard of anybody doing that. I can't imagine being so mad that you would do something like that. Throwing the phone at the wall makes sense. Throwing the phone out the window also makes sense. Breaking it. Eating the phone? Insane. Insane work.
I mean, I would imagine if he actually ate it, the way I presume how eating a phone works, he would have to go to the hospital, right?
I don't know. I don't have an answer to your question. I wish I had a good answer to it.
That would probably be in the police report. Later, Cooper was found in the hospital after swallowing an iPhone. Like that, it's not like a protein bar. You can't really eat those.
I don't know, brother. I wish I had good answers to your question.
Some of the text line says maybe he ate the SIM card and that counted as eating the phone.
I don't know. I don't have an answer. I don't know. Maybe. I have absolutely no clue. When I have an update on this story, I will share with you guys the update. I will get you guys more information on the story. There's 3 random stories that I want to share with you guys before we get back to very serious things. Can we do that here in a quick, prompt manner? I think that we can. The first one is from Kevin Love. You guys remember Kevin Love went to UCLA, NBA champion, one of the greatest passers, probably a future Hall of Famer. He described what he likes to do in his free time, and honestly, this sounds like a really fun thing to do.
Thing you watched on YouTube, bro.
I don't know. Sometimes I get really high and watch like Larry Bird highlights or like the old '86 Celtics. So probably that, like Bad Boy Pistons. I love that era. And then if I get really high, I'll watch like the early '90s Blazers or like old Sabonis highlights too.
The '90s Blazers were a monster. That was good.
Well, then if I get really
Okay.
It's Kenyon Martin, it's Richard Jefferson, and then just lobs from Jason Kidd.
Yo, he was a monster.
Now, I don't smoke weed. I don't smoke marijuana. It's not really part of my life. But I will say, sitting around, getting high, watching 80s and 90s sports highlights seems like a pretty amazing activity. It really does. It seems like something I need to do before I leave this earth. It's legal in Missouri. You're just sitting around. Can you imagine? You're just sitting around watching a 1994 Kansas City Chiefs yearbook, old NFL films. That doesn't sound amazing to anybody. Sounds incredible to me, Rob. Can you imagine? You're just sitting there getting high and you're watching old KU basketball highlights. You're watching Scott Pollard ball his life. You're watching Rafe LaFrentz. Doesn't sound like an activity you want to participate in?
Now, listen, I'm like you. Marijuana is not really part of my life. But there have definitely been nights where I'm out at the bar or I'm been at the pool and had a few pops and I come home and I definitely throw on random old sports highlights. That's a thing.
That's one of my favorite
100%.
activities, honestly.
It's a great time. It's great to throw it on. Hey, watch this for about 10 minutes, then it's bedtime. So I do recognize it. His picks are wild. I mean, Larry Bird, fine. You're watching Sabonis highlights?
He's from the pack. He's from the Northwest.
He's from the Northwest.
Yeah,
right.
He's from the Northwest. So that's where I think it matters. Now, I don't necessarily watch a lot of old highlights a lot. I would say maybe like once a quarter, me and my friends, we'll just be hanging out and we'll just start watching music videos.
That's the same.
That's my old highlights. I just love watching a random 90s music video, a good early 2000s music video. Like, when's the last time you seen Nelly's EI? It just seems like an activity that I would support. It really does. Shout out to Kevin Love, man. He's probably made $300 million playing basketball in his life, and he just gets to hang out now, get high, and watch 90s basketball highlights. That sounds like a pretty good activity. So we're going to be joined here in a little bit by Nick Springer. We'll get back to the random stories. I forgot that Nick Springer was coming on the show. Rob just booked this interview like 40 minutes ago. I forgot about that, so that's my apologies. Don't worry. These random stories, we will still get to them. Nick Springer covers Kansas. He is with the Pay Heed podcast. He was out there earlier today watching Kansas, and I don't say this with any joy because I really was rooting for Kansas. I wanted Rob to be happy. I wanted Rob to be happy now because USA Soccer is going to make him sad coming up here in a couple of days. I wanted Rob to be happy now because USA Soccer is going to let him down. They are going to disappoint. That is all they do. That's all they've done. I've never been around Rob where he's been happy with United States men's soccer. So I was rooting for him. I wanted to see Kansas make the College World Series. They got the beats this week. Rob was there for one of them. Nick Springer was there for both of them. They got completely dominated this week by the Oklahoma Sooners. Let's head to the phone lines right now and be joined by Nick Springer. He is with the Pay Heed podcast talking about the super regionals between Kansas and Oklahoma. Nick, it was a rough day today to be a Jayhawk.
Yeah, well, rough really 12 hours going back to last night. The game gets delayed due to weather. Then there's a bunch of back and forth about getting the game started. Eventually, they do start it last night at 7:30, knowing that there was going to be another wave of storms coming through. And sure enough, that wave came through when KU was already down 8-1, which at the time you thought, okay, well, maybe this is kind of a blessing in disguise for KU. You're down 8-1 in the third inning. Maybe a weather delay gives you a chance to reset your mentals a little bit. But obviously not. It didn't help them that much because they come back this afternoon and OU pretty much dominated throughout, like you said. So, a real bummer to end the season for KU. You had arguably one of the best seasons in program history. You win the Big 12 regular season. You win the Big 12 tournament. You're hosting a regional. You win that, and you're hosting a super regional as well. But you go out against Oklahoma, getting outscored 21-3 over 2 games. Really, really tough way to end it. The starting pitching wasn't there for Kansas. Don Bagley had a rough game on Saturday. And then last night, Mason Cook really struggled. Bodie Ray had to come in the third inning and then pitched again today and did admirably, I thought. And then also, the KU offense that had been so good for really since March really fell flat as well. And so the whole thing, and then on top of all that, the weather situation really kind of mitigated the home field advantage and the atmosphere of Hogan Ballpark as well, which was to me maybe the biggest bummer of the whole weekend is that going back to the regional when KU was able to win against Arkansas, I felt like having been there that so much of the energy from the crowd, it was so beneficial for KU to have, the backyard full, to have the stands totally packed, the student section going crazy. And because of the circumstances of this week where obviously KU struggled on the field, but then compounded by the fact that, today there might have been more OU fans than there was KU fans at Oakland just because of the fact that the game got moved to Monday. So that part was a huge bummer too because maybe if they were able to have a full set of stands, it might have been able to rally the team a little bit. But, after last night, KU was pretty lifeless, and that continued into today.
I know that it's not the end of the season that everybody wanted, but this is still, one of the 3 best seasons, I'm guessing, in Kansas baseball history. I really like the way that Travis Goff and his team, I like the way that they use the momentum of everybody wanting to come and the tickets to generate money. That I don't know a whole lot about college baseball. I'm not going to pretend to, but if you can do what you were doing at Kansas as quickly as we have seen Dan Fitzgerald do it, it seems like it's a matter of time before Kansas eventually makes the College World Series.
Yeah, I think that was kind of the biggest question for me, sort of sitting back, reflecting this afternoon, watching the game unfold, knowing that, the season was going to end today is, okay, is this season the peak for KU, or is this going to be something where it's a stepping stone to the future? And, a lot of that hinges on Dan Fitzgerald and what a heck of a job he's done. And I think at this point he's established that they can go out and recruit pretty high-level players or even players from lower levels, as we've seen with this year's team, and develop them into, really high-level guys. And so I think you have faith on that side of things. And like you said, the other part of it is the administrative support, right? Listen, I know Arkansas fans were throwing a huge fit all week leading up to regional about how Hogan Ballpark's not that great. And KU fans are going to stand up for their facilities, but it's not like it's a secret or that Hogan Ballpark is, yes, it's not one of the top facilities out there, really, especially at the Power 4 level. And so, yes, I think the next step when you think about, okay, what does KU do based off of this season to develop into where, hey, making a super regional is maybe the expectation, or going into the College World Series is something that's very realistic like it was this season. You've got the coaching side down, I think, with Dan Fitzgerald. As long as you lock him down, he's got a great staff. On the support side, is it okay? Travis Goff has been very forward thinking about already talking about wanting to build a new indoor facility for KU on the baseball side. Are there other ways they can continue to upgrade the facilities and amenities, for the players and quite frankly for the fans too, to increase, their experience at the games? It's kind of really a two-pronged, I think, thing you look at for KU to continue to elevate the program. And yeah, I think, kind of based off what we saw this postseason, I think the administration and Travis Goff very smartly tried to really capitalize on what they had this year and to try to, push for momentum, whether it's increasing donor support so that they can maybe pursue some of those initiatives, whether it's, expanding as much as they did with things like the backyard and the backyard decks to try to get as many fans into the stadium as well. That's all great, right? So I think it's really kind of a two-pronged attack here for KU going forward. And again, with Dan Fitzgerald, he was very, very emotional after the game today, and understandably so. And, I think in a lot of ways this team was very special, but also I think you have to recognize that he now has a pretty solid foundation of what he's done in his first, 4 years at KU, that he can continue to build off that on the player development side, on the coaching side, all that stuff. I think he's more than proven that he can do that. So it's a matter of continuing that and then also continuing to elevate on the other side with the administrative support that I think could elevate Kansas to, okay, now the expectation is get to a super regional, not just the expectation being, can we make the tournament, which has been what it is for a long time, or can we not finish in the bottom half of the Big 12, which is what it was for which is what it was for a little while too. So that's kind of where I think things are at for KU is this season the peak, or can they make this a stepping stone to further success down the line?
That is Nick Springer joining us on the show. He's with the Pay Heed podcast. Kansas is eliminated from the baseball tournament. Oklahoma, they are going to the College World Series. Their first game is on Saturday at 3 o'clock. Nick, great stuff, man. We'll catch up with you once we get closer to football season, my man. It was a great baseball season for Kansas, man. Thanks for your time.
No, thank you guys. Yeah, a lot of fun. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. That is Nick Springer joining us on the show today. He was at both games this weekend. Did not see a whole lot of offense from the home team. The road team, they had a lot of offense. I am surprised that Kansas got beat down the way that they did. I don't take any joy in that. We were rooting for this Kansas team. But, they got smoked this week in their two games. Absolutely dominated in their two games. That's just got to be disappointing given the buildup that there was, all the hype that was for this weekend with these two teams, a Big 8 reunion, Kansas hosting the Super Regional. You win two games, you go to the College World Series. It's not even like you feel like your team showed up. They didn't perform. They scored 2 runs over 2 games. They got outscored, was it 26-2? It was absolutely thumped in these 2 games.
I think it was, I saw Eddie Radazovich, who we actually on the show last week talked about the series. He said this perfectly on social media last night during the rain delay. Kansas fans and the vibes in Lawrence are great. 30 minutes before game 1. Ever since that moment, it has been just bad. It's been bad in Lawrence. Basically, the game started. I was out there Saturday. There was a lot of anticipation, starting lineups. People were going nuts.
Yeah, I'm sure you could feel the buzz.
And then the minute Oklahoma, I think they had a 4 or 5 run 5th inning. And you felt like, okay, it's baseball. Like you feel like it's over. 5 runs, just even for a good offense, feels insurmountable at times. And then it just kind of spiraled from there. I still had a good time as a Kansas fan, but there is no doubt Oklahoma was clearly the superior team. This is if the ball bounced our way. No, it's one-sided as it can get.
Let's talk about this for just a little bit. We'll get back to the Chiefs. We'll get back to L'Jarius Sneed here coming up in just a little bit. Tonight we have Game 3 of the NBA Finals today. Rob, it was just announced who's going to do halftime at MSG. Cardi B is going to perform at halftime for everybody there. So you know what? Don't look at it like you're just getting a basketball game. You get a little 15-minute Cardi B concert in the middle of it. I don't know if you can get much more New York than that. Shout out to Cardi B, who's going to be performing. To me, there's only really one question left in this series. Are the Knicks going to win in 4 or 5? The Spurs are not winning the NBA Finals. It was in the middle of the second quarter. I'm sitting there and I'm watching the game and I'm thinking, man, the Knicks are just better than them. It's that simple. I've been watching. I've watched every dribble of this series so far. The Knicks are better than this team. They are going to win this series. I do think it was. This is the analogy I'll make. Rob, I don't know if you used to watch this show, but there used to be this show. It was called Smart Guy. And the premise of Smart Guy is TJ Henderson, he was a 10-year-old kid, but he was so smart he got to go to high school. And I remember there was one episode, because I used to love this show when I was a kid. There was one episode where TJ's dad looks at him and says, sometimes I forget just because you are a genius that you are 10 years old. And you will do things and have logic like a regular 10-year-old. That you might have all the book knowledge, but you don't have all the street smarts. That was the premise of what he was saying. I was thinking this as I was watching it. Victor Wembanyama is amazing. He's amazing. I think he's the best basketball player in the world right now. I really do. I think the world of his ability. I think because of how unique he is and how special it is, he made us forget that he's 22 years old. That last 30 seconds that he put together of game 2 is only something a 20-something or early 20-something would do. He took a terrible step back 3. He turns one of the worst turnovers in NBA history, that one where he throws it off Castle's back. That is pure inexperience. You either hold it and call timeout, you let Castle come to you who he's trying to. It's inexcusable for a superstar. And I know I wasn't the only one thinking this. At the end of the game, Wemby, get to the basket. You're 7'5". Why are you settling for an 18-footer like you're Tim Duncan? Do a spin move. Try to get in the lane. Try to get a layup. If they foul you, fine. You're one of the best free throw shooters in the league, despite your size. The last 30 seconds from Victor Wembanyama, despite all the incredible, amazing things that he can do, he is still 22 years old. This series has shown you there aren't a lot of things that we can identify our job to their job. I was a lot different doing this job at 28 than I was at 22 years old. It is noticeably different how one side is than the other side. One side has a bunch of people who've played in a lot of playoff games and a lot of big games and played in national championships and won national championships, and that is not the case for the San Antonio Spurs. There's only one question left. Are they getting swept, or are they going to get this series back to San Antonio where they lose in 5? There is no other intrigue to me when it comes to this NBA final. Tonight is going to be an absolute madhouse at MSG. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
You're listening to The Drive with Carrington Harrison, the go-to show for dating advice you didn't ask for.
If you got to ask your girl to help on the bill on Valentine's Day, you've done something wrong.
On your home for Kansas City sports, 96.5, The Fan.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like customer service associate at a dry cleaning shop.
Yeah, hi. I'm here to pick up my suit.
Ah, yes. Here you go.
There must be a mistake. This is too small.
It shrunk a whole lot. Look on the bright side. Now you have a suit you can give to a child.
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
If you're still using Sportsbook to bet on the finals, you're getting robbed. It's time to delete that app and join millions using Polymarket. Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sportsbook. You trade against other fans, not the house. That means more money for you and less for those greedy sportsbooks. Polymarket, your go-to prediction market for basketball's biggest stage, available in all 50 states. Download Polymarket in the App Store. Use promo code FREE50 to unlock $50 free for your first trade. That's promo code FREE50. Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply.
Staples presents Celebrations Made Easy.
I went to Staples for a custom printed graduation banner and invites and saw that Party City is now at Staples.
Wait, what?
Party City is now at Staples.
So now Staples has balloons?
Yep.
Decorations?
Yes.
Streamers, cups, table covers?
Yep, Staples has everything for a party. And now buy 2 get 1 free on select foil balloons.
Holy confetti! So the best party started at Staples.
That was easy.
In 613 select stores, exclusions apply. In-store or buy online. Pick up in-store only.
Hi, I'm Katie, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. Daydreaming about bringing your engagement ring vision to life? As a jewelry consultant, I'm here to help. Compare ring styles side by side. They're in stock and ready to try on. Then customize it with an engraving or decorative crown. At Shane Company, there are so many ways to create your dream ring at your dream price. Visit us in-store or at shaneco.com, because a friend wants you to get exactly what you want. Shane Company, your friend in jewelry.
America is turning 250 this year, and Circus Sports is celebrating by offering all users in Missouri $250. Dane Hughes here, and for everyone in Missouri, all you have to do is deposit $250 on your Circus Sports app. Then play through that deposit. Once you do, Circus Sports will reward you with $250 right in your account. This is available for everyone in Missouri, new and existing users. Celebrate 250 years and find out more at circusports.com today. Must be 21 or older in Missouri. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This summer, grab a Truly Hard Seltzer. Light, bubbly, fruity, and make your dreams come truly. Join us for our game day watch parties on June 12th, 19th, and 25th at Peanuts locations. Truly Hard Seltzer, the official hard seltzer of U.S. Soccer. Visit Odyssey.com/965thefan for more info on watch parties. And visit TrulyHardSeltzer.com/locations to find Truly near you. Hard Seltzer Beverage Company, LLC, Boston, Massachusetts. Hard Seltzer, 5% alcohol by volume. Please drink responsibly. 21 plus only.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done. This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Yo, it's Jay Uso from WWE, and I'm Jimmy Uso. Chumba Casino and WWE are hyped for the biggest event of the summer, SummerSlam. I know, I can't wait. There's nothing better to do while we're waiting than playing Chumba Casino. Sign up today and you could win a VIP experience with Chumba Casino and WWE for SummerSlam. So what are you waiting for? Play Chumba Casino and enter for your chance to win. Let's Chumba. Yeah.
Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
Royals coverage brought to you by Metal by the Foot, your metal project superstore.
Where can you find an extensive line of Blue Demon welding supplies, filler, rods, and wire? Metal by the Foot, located in Casey and Topeka. Online at metalbythefoot.com. When you need a piece of metal, remember, metal doesn't have to cost an arm or a leg, just the foot.
Come score the shirt with 96.5 The Fan as we'll be in the Lightwell office building at 11th and Main in downtown KC-Mo every Wednesday between 11 and 1 during the World Soccer Championship, giving away shirts, gift cards, and more. Lightwell, managed by Area, owned by Samara Road. Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Brought to you by DM Injury Law, 816-888-7500, south of Olathe. It's a stall blocking part of the right lane, 35 northbound as you approach 169 highway. There at the split 35 southbound past Lamar, you've got the right lane that's blocked there. 70 westbound on the ramp to 435 northbound. It is the right lane of that ramp that is slow. You'll tap your brakes through there on Valid Traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Subscribe to 96.5 The Fan on YouTube to watch the show from wherever you are.
All right, we'll get back to serious sports things coming up at the top of the hour. Two local stories that I want to play with for you guys and I want to share with you guys before we get back to it. Story number one. I hate that we have let people co-opt the term Karen and take it away from what the actual meaning of being a Karen is, because there was a very serious Karen incident in Kansas City, Kansas. Let's go to Channel 5 with the report.
Two young brothers in Kansas City, Kansas just wanted to sell lemonade this summer. What happened when police were called to their stand is a story you are going to want to see. KCTV5's Zach Fisher has more.
Jakai and Prez Reese have been selling lemonade here on 33rd and Webster for years. But this week, when life gave them lemons, Kansas City's finest made sure they sold every cup. It all started with a 911 call, one police haven't heard before. Someone notifying them about two boys selling lemonade on the corner. But when Kansas City, Kansas police and firefighters arrived, they didn't shut the stand down. They became its best customers. Officer Morgan Reed was among the first to pull up during the afternoon shift.
I was calling everybody, yeah. I was just calling everybody, hey, make sure you guys stop by the lemonade stand. And then just whenever they were busy, a couple people were able to swing by.
Those calls worked. When all is said and done, the boys sold more lemonade and Kool-Aid fruit to dozens and dozens of officers in about 30 minutes.
Grape, and I think that was blue raspberry.
It totaled $280. But for Perez and Jakai, it wasn't about the money.
They gave us like some stickers, they gave us a lot of things. And I used it on my shirt, and then they was like, now you're an official police officer.
Officer Reed liked it so much, she came back Thursday, spending another chunk of change. She says moments like this are exactly what community policing is supposed to look like.
I think it's important for us to share these stories about police officers. I know their job is difficult, but when they do good things like this for the community, I think we need to highlight it. This is part of the serve and protect part of it. Rob, this is why I hate that we have just co-opted the term Karen. This is a Karen to me. You can guess the race of the two kids that were selling lemonade that someone called 911. I think we also can, by deductive reasoning and logic, also say who would call the police on two children selling lemonade. Think of all the things that these kids could be out doing. These kids is outside selling lemonade in the summer. This is a tried and true American tradition. They could be inside playing video games. They could be out causing mischief like this other story we're going to talk about. Kids is outside selling lemonade, bruh. You call the police on these kids? What did you want the police to do? You wanted them to come break it up and make them go back inside and stop selling the lemonade? What kind of human being would do something like that? I'm serious. What kind of human being would see two kids outside selling lemonade? Two little kids. Like, we're not talking like these are like 17, 18. You can hear in their voice. They're little kids. These are 6 to 8-year-old kids. Who would call the police on those people?
I mean this in the most sincere fashion. Kudos to the cops that showed up because they have to respond to that call. That's their job. They showed up, bought lemonade, bought the Kool-Aid, gave them stickers, gave them stuff, and then radioed in to other officers to go by and do the same thing. The cops hit a home run with their response to that.
Grand slam.
Don't even respond to the nonsense. Show up because of your job. You got to show up to the call, and then just kill them with kindness. Like, great job by KCKPD.
I do like the part that's like, it's not about the money. I mean, you pay $280. It's kind of be about the money. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm happy for you. I want to go support these kids. I want to go buy a cup of lemonade. That's really messed up.
Whoever called has got to be so mad they made $200.
That's real hateration. Real hateration. Let me play this other story.
This one's different than the first one.
Yeah, and the reason I played that one first is this is the kind of mischief these kids could be out doing. These kids is out doing something positive, trying to sell you some country time, trying to sell you some Minute Maid. They could be causing chaos at community events like they were at Lee Summit this weekend.
Fights, bear spray, and a recovered firearm. Lee Summit's downtown days turned to chaos Saturday night. KCTV5's Ali Espinoza spoke to a man who saw it all go down.
For the second year in a row, what's supposed to be a family-friendly festival here in Lee Summit turned chaotic. Police tell us that yet again, teenagers are at the center of several incidents here at Downtown Days.
Today, my friend is in the ICU with a head injury because of the incidents that occurred last night. She was shoved during a panic run that was caused what the police are describing as a scare from bear repellent that was brought to the crowd.
Saturday night around 7:40, police say a minor used bear spray near the carnival, sending people scrambling and fire crews rushing in to treat those exposed. Police recovered 3 cans of bear spray throughout the night. Officers also responded to fights, assaults, and large groups of kids refusing to leave.
Hey man, what's up? What's up with these kids, man? I'm serious. These kids today, they're different than we were. They're different than how our parents were. Rob, can you imagine the amount of trouble you would have been in when you got home from being involved in this kind of incident? Have you seen some of the videos from what happened?
I have seen the videos.
It's insane what was going on out there. It's wild what was going on out there. I'm sitting there. This is a community event. You got old people over there. You got mothers trying to bring their little ones down here, just trying to get a funnel cake, trying to have a good time. All of a sudden, this melee just breaks out of nowhere. I didn't know what I was watching. It was crazy. What's going on with the youth today?
I mean, I'm not even trying to be funny. How does a kid acquire bear repellent? Is that like it's available at Home Depot?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what bear repellent is.
The idea of having bear repellent feels like problem number one, and then bringing it to a big crowd with the idea that we're going to incite some sort of chaos. I would have been in trouble at bear repellent before I ever got to downtown days.
I don't know what's going on with the youth today. So you get this bear repellent when you want to go outside and walk, and you spray it on yourself so the bear doesn't come over there? Is that the purpose of the bear repellent? I'm not even trying to be funny. So it's like off for bears?
I think it's more like a canister, like tear gas is my understanding of it.
I don't know. I'm just asking.
I don't think it's like off. I think it's more like
this is like mace for the bear.
Yes,
the bear is coming up on you, and you gotta season his face real quick.
There's a velocity of what comes out of the can. I'm like,
okay, I didn't know. That's what I'm saying. I didn't know. So there's a special spray for the bear when the bear is at you, and then you hit him with the Magic Johnson, and then okay, all right, got it. That makes sense.
Text line saying that Cabela's, Bass Pro, these type of places just have it. It's a giant can of pepper spray, essentially.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Someone went to Bass Pro and bought giant bear pepper spray and thought, you know where this is going to do great? Downtown days.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they got going on, man. I don't know. Something wrong with these kids, man. They different. I don't know. Maybe it's the music. They got to quit listening to that little Dirk. They got to quit listening to King Von. They got to start listening to more Kurt Franklin. They got to start listening to more Miranda Lambert. They got to change their ways. Coming up at the top of the hour, we'll get back to L'Jarius Sneed. He signed a 1-year deal with the Chiefs. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan. Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Brought to you by DM Injury Law, 816-888-7500, south of Olathe. It's a stall blocking part of the right lane, 35 northbound as you approach 169 highway. There at the split 35 southbound past Lamar. You've got the right lane that's blocked there. 70 westbound on the ramp to 435 northbound. It is the right lane of that ramp that is slow. You'll tap your brakes through there. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
This report is brought to you by CM Mose & Son, HVAC, Plumbing, and Electrical Services, cmmoseandson.com.
Dispatch, this is Mindy at CM Mose & Sons Electrical, HVAC, and Plumbing. You know, you don't have to put off fixing plumbing problems in your home anymore. I mean, you could just ignore that clogged drain or visit cmmoseandson.com to take care of your plumbing problems. CM Mose & Son, license 205366.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Heartland Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. Heartland Men's Health, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
Hi, Toby Tobin along with Jason Goodenkoff from Lewisburg Ford, Lewisburg, Kansas. Hi, Jason.
Hello, Toby.
So what is going on at Lewisburg Ford?
Hey, we've got an amazing promotion right now, Toby. We've got employee pricing for everyone. That means you don't have to negotiate price and you can buy a brand new Ford just like a Ford employee can. It's a big benefit to them. Now it's a big benefit to everybody.
But now the dealers are all the same as you?
Every dealer's going to be the same price. So the only thing that makes a difference is the dealer who you're working with. And Lewisburg Ford is the best, okay? I'm touting how good we are. Okay? 23 President's Award, the #1 F-150 dealer in the Kansas City area 9 years in a row, and the biggest F-150 dealer for 5 years in the state of Kansas.
I know you are the best place to buy a Ford.
We're going to take better care of you than anybody.
Period. Yes.
Absolutely.
How long is this going on?
Well, we can come to you, and we're going to do this through the 7th of July. So if you want us to come to you, we can come to you, or we'd love to see you in Lewisburg.
What's your toll-free number?
816-444-2300.
Or LewisburgFord.com.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you're still using Sportsbook to bet on the finals, you're getting robbed. It's time to delete that app and join millions using Polymarket. Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sportsbook. You trade against other fans, not the house. That means more money for you and less for those greedy sportsbooks. Polymarket, your go-to prediction market for basketball's biggest stage, available in all 50 states. Download Polymarket in the App Store. Use promo code FREE50 to unlock $50 free for your first trade. That's promo code FREE50. Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply.
The 5th annual Cody and Gold Garage Sale is back Wednesday, June 10th, with all auction items benefiting the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan, KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
Congratulations on getting through your 9 to 5. Thank you so much for listening. It is The Drive. You were listening to The Drive on 96.5 The Fan, 96.5thefan.com, and also the Odyssey app. I was just reading a story during the commercial break about baseball games, and that baseball games during the weekday, they're trying to start earlier and earlier because they obviously want to end at a reasonable time, and they have noticed that people just stay longer for the games, and people are more inclined to bring their families during the week to the games if they know that the games are going to end at a pretty reasonable time. Rob, so right now, during the weekday, 30% of games start before 6:30 local time. 76% of games start before 7 o'clock local time. There are 61% of games that end before 9:30. 88% of weekday baseball games now end before 10 o'clock. Baseball over the last 3 years, I don't know what's happened. It's like they have taken every complaint that people used to have about the sport, about why you didn't want to go to a game, and completely fixed it. How many times did you not want to, the game's going to end at 10:30, 11 o'clock, then I got to do all this. The game's going to take 3 hours. It just moves so slow. I'll just wait till the weekend. Man, baseball has answered that problem. Baseball games move now. They feel much faster than they used to. I got to give Rob Manfred a whole lot of credit for the changes that they've made. With the pitch clock, with starting these games earlier. Right now, the Royals game start at, 6:40? You're out of there most of the time by, 9:15? You can be home by 10 o'clock for a lot of people. There's really no reason not to go to Royals games, I think, during the week now. It's going to be even better when they're downtown. It's going to be great.
If Rob Manfred's able to settle the labor dispute and get a salary cap,
for sure,
he might rise to best commissioner in major sports.
Yeah.
Baseball games are ending earlier. You're seeing an attendance spike because of it. Television numbers are good. Like it feels like baseball's in a good spot. And ever since he did the wrong thing by calling the World Series trophy a piece of metal, ever since that moment, he's done a great job. So basically, he messed up the Astros thing and done everything perfect since.
Yeah, I guess a really quick quote. So the Phillies, they were one of the first teams to early adopt this. Quote, when we moved our start time to 6:40, where it was at 7:05, I've never heard more positive feedback on something from our season ticket holders. We could not imagine going back to 6:05 now. Now, just that extra 15, 25 minutes or so, you can be done with 3 innings now in a baseball game now with how quickly some of these things go. So, yeah, starting at 6:40 as opposed to 7:05, now you're in the middle of the second inning. You're heading into the third inning where you would have usually been starting the game and you can just leave sooner. Yeah, a really, really smart move by baseball. So I just saw this story. I wanted to share it with you guys. Right now, the average baseball game takes around 2 hours and 31 minutes. So they got these things. They are moving right now, these baseball games. They are absolutely moving. All right, so let's talk about this. I would say right now there's 2 main stories. One's national, one's local. The local story is L'Jarius Sneed has signed a 1-year deal with the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, I saw the text line. Wasn't that many people, so I don't want to make it seem like that was a consensus by any means. But people were, oh, that's a lot of money. It's a up to $5 million deal. Let's see how much the guarantee is. I am assuming the guarantee is relatively low because we all know how the Chiefs operate. So we don't have the official numbers, but I would guess that the guaranteed amount of money is around $2 million. This is not prohibitive in any way from what the Chiefs want to do. You still got enough room if you want to go get a Cam Jordan, if you want to go pick up one of those wide receivers are available. L'Jarius Sneed's up to $5 million deal is not blocking anything. Now, there are 2 major points from this to me. Number one is, what's the cornerback room? How are things going to shake out? Because if we are going, Rob, and looking at the roster, L'Jarius Sneed is making the team. He's making the team. We've seen too many of these Chiefs reunions for me to think that they went out and got L'Jarius Sneed and they are now going to cut him here in 80 days. I don't believe that is going to be the case. So I'm going to consider Sneed to be a lock on the team. So if Sneed is a lock and Mansour Delane is a lock, I think that Kader Kohou is a lock. I think you could argue that Kader Kohou is maybe their best corner. I mean, it should be Mansour Delane, but from everything we've heard, everything we've read about Kader Kohou, when he is healthy and he is available, he's a very, very good player, and I think he fits a lot of the things that the Chiefs like. He is making this team. So Sneed's on the team, Delane's on the team, Kader Kohou is going to be on the team, Noah Williams is going to be there, Jadon Kennedy, I think he could either play safety or he could end up being that kind of nickel corner, but for this conversation, let's have him playing nickel corner. Rob, did you notice a name that I left off here? Because I just named 5 people, and I did not mention Christian Fulton. There's either one or 2 things. Either Sneed is depth, and it is in addition to Christian Fulton, or this is going to be their veteran, and everybody else is just going to be the young guys. Because Christian Fulton's a vet, just like L'Jarius Sneed is a vet. Nobody else in that cornerback room has any real experience in the National Football League, and that includes Noah Williams, who didn't play in the first portion of the season really, and really started to make his bones in the second half of the season, and when the games just didn't really matter as much. Not to diminish him. I'm excited for him this year, but that's the way that the roster broke down last year and the way that the snaps got divvied up. The big question now in that secondary room is, do you think that Christian Fulton is making the team? I do not believe that he is making the team. I think ultimately they are going to cut him, or I think they are going to try to see if there is some kind of trade possibility, and they will swap 7th-round picks or take a conditional pick just to try to get him off of the roster. They've never shown me that they believe in Christian Fulton.
I am more sure now than ever, but I felt like once they started sniffing around L'Jarius Sneed, it was pretty apparent Christian Fulton ain't it. And you pulled the numbers, you had the stats. In games that actually had value last year, because I do not care about the last 3 games of the season. I don't. You can play every snap, look great against the Titans. You could have been nails in the Raiders game against whoever the hell they had playing quarterback. You could have done anything in that Christmas Day game, and I don't care. Those games didn't count. They didn't mean anything. The Chiefs were trying to lose to the draft pick. So all those things to me don't matter. And when the games did, Christian Fulton had he had better seats than you and I, but that's what he was doing. He was watching the game. He was a healthy DMP a couple times. He was Jalen Royals on defense like that. So the Chiefs have acted like they don't think he's good, and now they signed another corner after drafting a corner and signing another corner. They are very actively telling you he's not good.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. You know, for me, I am big on, I don't care what you say. I care about the snap counts. I care about who's on the field. Christian Fulton played on 208 snaps last year. 29 of them happened before the final 3 games of the season. When the games mattered and the Chiefs were still mathematically alive, Christian Fulton could not get on the field. Christian Fulton played in 15 snaps in week 1. The Chiefs saw something they didn't like and did not use him again until they had no choice and they were eliminated. He played 15 snaps in week 1. He played 2 snaps in week 2. He didn't get on the field again until week 10. He played 9 snaps in week 10, 1 snap in week 11, and then played 2 snaps in week 14. And the bulk of his opportunities happened when they were done, when they were eliminated. You playing in the Christmas Day game and the Raiders game, that ain't doing nothing for me. Rob, you and I are on the same page. So I know what they paid him. But almost immediately, we started to notice, hey, something's off with Christian Fulton. I don't know if it's injury. I don't know if they saw him and they had buyer's remorse and then realized that it doesn't work for them. It doesn't fit for them. I have absolutely no clue. But I'm telling you, just based on the usage, based on the snaps, Christian Fulton cannot feel good about his job. And if you were looking at it, if you're going to count those 5 guys as locks, so Snead, Delane, Kohu, Noah Williams, and Jadon Kennedy, if you were counting those 5 guys as locks for the team, are they taking 6 corners? Are they counting Kennedy as more as a safety than counting him as a corner, and they're going to end up using him in that capacity? There's a lot of questions that need to be asked about this. But Christian Fulton, especially when they could save $5 million by just outright releasing you and just acknowledging, hey, this was a bad contract. We paid you a lot of money. It didn't end up working out, but let's try to get something back here. That $5 million that you could potentially save in the salary cap, that's basically the money that you turned around and you just gave to L'Jarius Sneed. Maybe it all ends up working out that way.
Now, this is an idea I'm not entertaining, but you are, so let's talk about it. Do you believe the Chiefs are playing a little funny money roster math here, and they're planning on keeping Fulton, and the L'Jarius Sneed signing is safety-based? Because although he played 4 years at Louisiana Tech and 3 of them were at corner, he did play 1 year of safety at Louisiana Tech in college. And it is clear because of his injuries and age, he is probably a step or 2 slower than he was in Kansas City previous. Do you believe they could do some funny roster math and keep Fulton because Snead is technically a safety?
I think there is a chance that that is the case. I don't want to completely dismiss the possibility of it. Snead did play safety in college, so he does have some experience. He's a slower player just based on the amount of injuries that he's had, but the Chiefs got to feel good somewhat about it. You wouldn't bring him in if you don't feel like he can help you, if you don't feel like he can perform for you. So yeah, there's definitely there's a chance for sure. There's a chance that he is a safety, that they keep both. They keep Christian Fulton. They keep L'Jarius Sneed. They use Sneed as kind of a jack of all trades. And I also, just based on the last 2 years of his injury history, I wouldn't be overly reliant on L'Jarius Sneed because I don't know if he's going to be on the field or not for you. That's why when you and I were having this conversation earlier, right when the move happened, this move doesn't bother me because I don't think they are reliant on L'Jarius Sneed this year. Like, if we are going through at the end of the season how we think the snap count is potentially going to break down, I don't think that Snead finishes in the top 10 of their defensive players. I don't know if he finishes in the top 15 if we are talking about rotation snaps, who's actually on the field. Some of that will be just because they have better options. Some of that will be because I don't think that Snead's going to play in all 17 games. So if you were telling me that their 1, 2, 3 is going to be Delane, Noah Williams, and Kader Kohu, and then you got Snead as a 3rd, 4th, more of a veteran presence. He can help you a little bit in safety. He'll be on the field in some nickel packages to get after the other team's quarterback. I really don't think it's a bad signing, especially for the money, especially when you look at this room and how inexperienced it is. And I think they just felt like they needed an OG. I made this point earlier. Every layer of their defense, they have somebody on there that knows what it's like to play in a championship and knows what it's like to win a Super Bowl. You've got that on the D-line with Chris Jones. You've got that in the linebacker room with Nick Bolton and Drew Tranquill. You now added that with the guy like L'Jarius Sneed that's been here, knows the way. So whenever Spags is saying something, hey, you can go to the vet if you don't understand. I think that stuff's important to have on your team. I think it's important to have guys that know the standard, that have been through the fire, that can help some of these young guys. You basically want Noah Williams to turn into L'Jarius Sneed. You want Jadon Kennedy to turn into a guy like L'Jarius Sneed. Those are the kind of mid-round, diamond-in-the-rough draft picks that Brett Veach has made his staple. What better teacher from on-field experience than to have the most recent example of a guy? I guess Jalen Watson would be that guy, but one of their recent examples of, hey, I was a third, fourth-round pick like you guys moving up the depth chart. Look, I turned it into $50 million guaranteed from the Tennessee Titans. I can show you how to get to the bag, too. That's what you want from Noah Williams. You want Noah Williams to turn into L'Jarius Sneed, where in 3 years you trade Noah Williams for a second-round pick, you trade him for a high draft pick, and you're happy to see him move on, and he goes and gets paid somewhere else. That's the circle of life.
I also think, now I haven't seen the contract details. You haven't seen it. The term up to $5 million could be doing a lot of heavy lifting.
Absolutely. And I'm guessing given his injury history, it probably is.
And I think there's an other side of the coin here that it's going to sound negative, but I don't believe it is a negative. Let's say L'Jarius Sneed gets into camp. He does the mandatory mini camp this week. He gets to St. Joe, and you realize, oh, it wasn't a Tennessee problem. It wasn't a scheme problem. He doesn't have it anymore. 1-year contracts are super easy to eject from. If it's St. Joe time and fans are up there and they can see it and the Chiefs can see it, I have a hard time believing that they will just keep L'Jarius Sneed for the vibe. So because his contract is cheap, this is kind of a low risk, high reward. If his knee is cooked, you cut him. And it's probably no cap hit, no problem, because up to $5 million, if he stinks in training camp, move on because his body could be broken.
Yeah, for sure. This just came across my timeline, so I want to ask you this question, if this is even possible. They're about to start doing the top 100 for the NFL list. You know, they do that every single year. We're almost at that point of the NFL calendar.
Such a bad time in the NFL calendar, but whatever.
They asked Micah Parsons who he thinks the best player in the NFL is. Who do you think his answer was?
Okay, well, you're not asking me if it's something normal. Like he didn't say Josh Allen to Lamar or Patrick Mahomes. He said something weird.
Micah Parsons was asked who is the best player in the National Football League. Who do you think he said?
Myles Garrett?
He said Caleb Williams.
What?
Can you do that? If you're Micah Parsons?
That's the opposite of what Jamar Chase did.
Can you give that answer? He called him his nickname. He called him Iceman.
That's his nickname?
You think he was talking about Drake?
Makes the big George Gervin fan.
That's wild. I'm serious. I've never heard anything like that before. Micah Parsons was asked who's the best player in the league, and he said Caleb Williams? No, you gotta lie. You gotta lie. I'm sorry. I can't. You can't do that. Dennis Gates, they ask you who the best player in college basketball is. You can't say Darren Peterson. You don't gotta say Cameron Boozer, say AJ DeBosta. You can't say Darren Peterson's the best player in college basketball. Absolutely not. I don't care if you think he is.
Can you imagine we have Dennis Gates on before the KUMU game this year? We're like, hey, who's the best player in college hoops? He goes, oh, that's Tyron Stokes, man.
Tyron Stokes, no.
Man, he calls by his nickname. I don't know what his nickname is. He's like, oh, he's dangerous. He's too good.
Crazy.
Too good.
Come on, Micah. You know that's out of bounds. You know it. Oh, my goodness. That's terrible. That's boo. That's awful. I can't believe he did that. We'll get back to L'Jarius Sneed. All right, man, hit the button and we'll get to the top national story today.
Your workday is over.
Oh, yeah.
You're headed home, and now you're stuck in traffic. Time to get caught up on the biggest stories in Kansas City and around the country with CDOT and Rob. It's time for the hits. Number 1.
Caleb Williams is the best player in the National Football League? That's okay. All right. I mean, hey, people are entitled to feel how they feel. All right, let's talk about this story. So I'm sure by now you have heard the news. Brendan Sorsby, he plays quarterback at Texas Tech. It was discovered that Brendan Sorsby, while a member of the Indiana football team, made multiple wagers on Indiana. He made bets on them to win games. He bet on player props while he was there. He was a gambling fool. The NCAA found this out and ruled him ineligible. Now, what you do in college athletics, if you don't like what the NCAA thinks, they don't really have a whole lot of power. We don't have to listen to you. So he filed an emergency injunction to see if he could play. Well, today we got the ruling, and here's what they said.
This is certainly an unprecedented day in the history of college sports. And I don't want to sound overdramatic here, but gambling has always been a thick red line. And the fact that Brendan Sorsby, who admitted to placing thousands of bets for $90,000, including 40 bets on his own team while he was at Indiana, the fact that he is going to be or has been legally cleared to play college football this season at Texas Tech is simply something that we've never seen before. And it's the latest manifestation of one of the biggest issues in college sports right now, Pat, which is local rulings overruling what the NCAA rules are supposed to be. And this one feels the most significant, Pat, because gambling cuts different than a medical red shirt, than an age argument like the Bediako case, for example. I don't think I've gotten more text on my phone about a breaking news story unprompted ever, or certainly not in the last 5 years. I mean, my phone did not stop ringing. And in the general tenor, Pat, around college athletics, I would say is one of disgust. One Big 12 AD texted me today, "We lost our soul today."
I think I've at least set a tone that I am usually very pro-player. I am for freedom of movement. I don't mind that the kids transfer. I don't mind that the kids get paid, but everything needs structure. Every system needs structure, or the system cannot work if it doesn't have structure. We have gotten to a point in college athletics where there are absolutely no rules. This is not what anybody wanted. This is not what anybody signed up for. All I wanted was for kids to be able to transfer a little bit. Not all the time, but I don't have a problem with the one-time transfer rule, and I don't care why you transfer. If you are at Michigan and you want to go to Alabama after your freshman season, and you want to go there because they give you a chance to start, if you want to go to Alabama because you think the girls are prettier there and you're tired of the snow, I don't care. You should be allowed to transfer one time without penalty. But what I don't want is guys like PJ Haggerty, who is turned into a basketball mercenary who will just go to the absolute highest bidder. I don't think that's the purpose of college athletics. I don't believe that you should be allowed to gamble on your own team and teammates and continue to play college athletics. There has to be some rules. We let athletes get away with some of the wildest things. And for the most part, I've signed up for this system that I don't really care. Honestly, I know it sounds bad. I don't care. Tomorrow, if they found random Chiefs player and he had cocaine in his car, I would not be on here saying, man, they got to cut this guy, get him off the team. That would not be my take. That would not be my opinion. I know I'm a hypocrite and I've signed up for this system, but there is a system that we have all signed up for as sports fans. It's Cardinal Sin 101. You cannot bet on your own team. So to me, this is simple. It really is simple. We're at a breaking point. Either one or two things needs to happen. Either A, Congress has to intervene. They are trying to push some laws. Now, it's not perfect, but I think the public is telling you you've gone too far, that we need some rules, that we want some rules, that we need some structure. So giving them 5 years to play 5 years, I could sign up for that. Giving them one free transfer, perfect. That's exactly what I want. Stopping coaches from being able to leave in the middle of the season, like we just saw with Lane Kiffin, perfect. That's exactly what I want. We have to get some kind of rules when it comes to this thing, because I've always said this, but now it is official. The NCAA does not do anything other than organize tournaments. That's all it does. It does not do anything else. It does not enforce anything else. There are no rules. There are no guidelines. They just host tournaments that teams sign up for now. They're an AAU circuit is what they are. I want something with a little bit more rules. I want a collective bargaining. So either A, the government is going to create these rules, or B, it's time for the Power 4 schools to break off and let's just do our own thing. Let's make our own rules. And we have to have these rules within us. Let's set a commissioner. Let's have a league that everybody signs up for. And if you violate these rules, this is the penalty. There are rules in the NFL. The Cowboys can't call Patrick Mahomes and say, hey, why don't you start issues so they can maybe trade you? That's against the rules. That you get a severe penalty for doing that. A man must have a code. There's no code in the NCAA. This is awful. That kid shouldn't be allowed to play. I am all for second chances. I'm all for opportunities. I'm not saying the kid should never be allowed to play football again. You just, as a member of an NCAA institution, should not be allowed to place gambling wagers on the sport that you are participating on. I wouldn't even have cared if he had bet on the College World Series. He's a football player. I don't care about that. I wouldn't have cared if he had bet on March Madness. I wouldn't have cared if he had bet on swimming. You can't be on the football team, betting on the football team. He was taking unders. I can't let you sign up for that. No, he should be ineligible. If I had a Heisman vote, I would leave him off my ballot. He would not be on my ballot. I would not allow him to win the Heisman Trophy. We got to stand against this. As fans, as institutions, we have to stand against this kid being eligible to play. Go to the National Football League. Go play for the Raiders. Go play for the Chiefs. Go play for any team. You cannot play football at Texas Tech because you did this. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
The NBA season is winding down. Who do you think is going to be wearing the ring at the end of the season? Well, take your best shot with FanDuel, and you just might be celebrating a victory of your own this NBA Finals. Right now, new customers can hit the hardwood with $350 in bonus bets guaranteed after betting just $5 for 7 straight days. FanDuel is the best place to bet all your favorite players during the NBA's biggest event. Individual player markets like baskets, rebounds, or you can build an epic same-game parlay for your chance to hit it big in the NBA Finals. And with FanDuel, you get paid out instantly when you win. All you need to do is visit FanDuel.com/local to join now and get $350 in bonus bets guaranteed after betting $5 for 7 days. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA, and also 96.5 The Fan. 21 in President, Missouri. First online real money wager only. Minimum $5 required for 7 consecutive days. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issues non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expires 7 days after receipt. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
If the high cost of filling up is weighing you down, lighten your load at Hy-Vee. This Saturday and Sunday, get a 30-cent per gallon fuel discount with every $60 purchase. Stock up on groceries and stack up the fuel savings. Earn 30 cents per gallon with your $60 purchase. 60 cents per gallon with a $120 purchase. The more you spend, the more you'll save. Your next fill-up could be free. Don't miss the 2-day Fuel Saver event this weekend only at Hy-Vee.
Soccer Fever is in Kansas City, and Hy-Vee is your headquarters for official merchandise, apparel, tailgate, and watch party needs. And Hy-Vee makes game day so easy. They have ready-to-go wings, pizza, party trays, charcuterie, and, of course, all those delicious sweet treats. If you're planning a cookout, great. Hy-Vee special recipe brats, burgers, and steaks are the best. Check out their match day meat bundle for only $30. And don't forget about Hy-Vee's wine and spirits department. For all of your game day needs, count on Hy-Vee.
Who do you think will be wearing the ring at the end of the NBA Finals? You can take your shot with FanDuel, and you just might be celebrating a victory of your very own. Right now, new customers can hit the court with $350 in bonus bets guaranteed after betting $5 for 7 straight days. FanDuel is the best place to bet all your favorite players during the NBA's biggest event. You can seek out those individual player markets for baskets or who's going to have the most rebounds, or build an epic same-game parlay for a chance at a bigger payout. And with FanDuel, you get paid instantly when you win. Just visit FanDuel.com/local to join now to get $350 in bonus bets guaranteed after betting $5 for 7 days. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and President, Missouri. First online real money wager only. $5 minimum wager required for 7 consecutive days. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Right, soccer fans, listen up. If you'd like a proper celebration, come on, you know where to go this summer. Gordon Ramsay Steak inside Harrah's, Kansas City is the place to be. Now, we're talking beautiful marble cuts, cooked to absolute utter perfection, and flavors you can't get anywhere else. Stop settling for mediocre and let me help you. Come in, sit down, and let my team show you how to cook a proper steak. Now, 21 or older to gamble, know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Fanatics Sportsbook makes being a sports fan more rewarding every single day. When you bet with Fanatics, you earn up to 10% fan cash on your bets, whether you win or lose. Fan cash is Fanatics' exclusive loyalty currency, and it's not just points, because every dollar of fan cash is a dollar you can spend on anything at Fanatics, like your favorite team gear on Fanatics.com, profit boosts and bonus bets on Fanatics Sportsbook, or on tickets, collectibles, and so much more. That's what makes Fanatics Sportsbook the most rewarding place to be a fan, no matter your game. So download Fanatics Sportsbook now and start stacking up fan cash all playoffs long to spend on the stuff you love the most. Fanatics Sportsbook. Winning hits different here. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MyReset. CT call 888-789-7777. MA call 800-327-5050. NY call 877-8-HOPE-NY. MD visit mdgamblinghelp.org. Offer not available in all states. Terms apply. See Fanatics Sportsbook app.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
Shawnee Mission Ford, on a mission to do more. Visit our inventory at ShawneeMissionFord.com.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLInjuryLaw.com.
Downtown, that is a stall 35 northbound just before Front. Right lane is blocked, and that explains the red all through downtown. Now, you've got a crash, a 35 southbound at Lamar. Right lane is blocked. You've got a stall in about the same area as well, so big delays through there. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, it's Chris Jones from the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome back to The Drive with C-Dot on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Somebody just texted in. C-Dot, do you have any more follow-up information on Jonathan Cooper eating the phone? Did he actually swallow part of the phone? I need more information on this, please, and thank you. No, you guys know. You know everything that I know about it. For those of you that missed it, Jonathan Cooper, he plays for the Denver Broncos. So, long story short, his girlfriend confronted him about cheating. During the dispute, she threw his phone and was going through it. Now, I'm not saying this is right. I'm not saying that it's wrong. But a lot of the fellas out there listening, you've been in this situation before. At some point in your life, you was doing something on your phone that you wasn't supposed to be doing with some other young lady. Your main lady found what you was doing and confronted you very angrily about it. So that's what sounds like happened here. Now, she says that he got very physical with her. That is very, very important to note. She also says that Cooper threatened to break her phone if she did not leave his apartment and then put her cell phone in his mouth and ate it, according to the police report and her testimony. He also acknowledges that he did this. Quote, he gave the officers a different account, but did admit to the officers that he damaged her phone by putting it in his mouth and eating it, they said. Eating her phone. I want more information too. Did he chew and swallow the phone? Did he bite into the phone and then spit it out? Because eating it would imply chewed and swallowed. That's what eating means to me. It does not sound like biting into something and instantly throwing it out. You did not eat it. She says he ate it. He says that he ate it. That's the wildest thing I've ever heard in my life. I've never heard of somebody getting so mad and so upset that you bit into an Android and chewed it. No, I don't have any more information than that story right there. I wish that I did. And the moment that we have more information, I promise you we'll share it with you. Because I want to know more about this myself. I am also curious because I want to see what the phone looked like. I ain't never seen a phone that just had a piece missing from it from a teeth mark. I've never seen that before, so I need to see this for myself, up close and personal. I didn't even know you could do this, honestly. I didn't know this was possible, that you could eat a phone.
Eating a phone has never once crossed my mind.
Not once. I could see throwing the phone. I'm not saying it's right, but I could see throwing the phone.
Even
I
smashing.
could see throwing it out the window. I could see stepping. I could see getting a hammer and breaking the phone. I could see smashing the phone. I cannot see that your mind, you were so mad that you grabbed the phone and just went, and started, I can't imagine something like that. You're sick. You did whatever she said you did once you do that. You're guilty of anything to me. If you got that mad and you would bite into a phone, you're guilty of whatever other people say about you. Whatever rumors they're spreading about you, they true. Because you bit into that woman's phone and ate it. That's crazy. That's insane to me. I don't got nothing else on that story. That's all the information I had on that story. Rob, you were at the KU game this week.
Saturday.
It worked for you. Now, I don't know who came through.
Tickets worked. The game
I don't know if KU
well.
came through. I don't know who came through for you. But we tried our best to make sure that you had a couple of tickets for the event. You had a couple of tickets. I saw you. You were all KU'd out. You had a good weekend. I saw you with Jazzu. Rob sent me 2 texts while he was off. I'm not joking. He sent me 2 texts. He sent me 1 text Friday from Jazzu and said, Terrence Howard is 2 Americas.
Because he was there. He walked right by us. I was like, hey, that's Terrence Howard. Okay, cool. 2 minutes later, he walked by other people. It was DEFCON 1. People were excited.
He sent me 2 texts. He sent me that one unprompted. Hey, I'm at Jazzu. Terrence Howard is here. He must be 2 Americas. I think he is 2 Americas.
100%.
You got to think. Terrence Howard, number one, there's not a lot of famous black actors. That's very important to note. Terrence Howard is one of them. He's in some pretty iconic black cinema. He is in this movie called The Best Man. I know you've never seen it before, but Black people love The Best Man. He was on Empire. You remember, there was a time Empire was the most popular show on regular television. Mm-hmm. People loved Empire. And Empire was on for 6-7 seasons. He also was in Hustle and Flow. He's created a good brand with the way that he speaks. He's like black Matthew McConaughey. I'm not saying he's been in the level of movies that Matthew McConaughey, but when you think of like how Matthew McConaughey talks and like the brand of being Matthew McConaughey, that's who Terrence Howard is.
I will say this. I did text you as 2 Americas because I turned to my wife and I said, I think Terrence Howard's a 2 Americas actor. And she stared at me, puzzled. She goes, what does that mean? I'm like, I got to text Carrington.
She didn't understand.
Then I texted you, and then she read it again. She goes, I get it now. I get it now. And I'm like, yeah, you know him from Iron Man. I promise there's a large catalog we don't know.
Yeah, for sure. Because when I think of Terrence Howard, he's DJ from Hustle and Flow.
There you go.
It's Hard Out Here for a Pimp.
I've never watched Empire. I know he's in Empire, but I've never
he's Lucius Lyon.
Yeah, I just didn't know.
Yeah, no. So he texts me that. That's one thing that Rob texts me. He then texts me a picture of him at the KU game. So Rob is enjoying his summer while I'm here every day working, slaving over a hot microphone. Rob is just out gallivanting, hanging out with big Hollywood stars and going to baseball games. Not me. You guys know I'm here every day. I don't take off. Rob does, though. You know what, Rob? Maybe with how much vacation time you take and how your lack of commitment to the show, you deserve what you got on Saturday when you were out there. I know you were excited. I know you. You had all your little KU. You be dressed like a scout. I'm telling you. Rob goes to these events dressed like a scout going to a high school basketball game to watch some kid play. And you was out there. I know you was steaming too. You did a lot to try to get those tickets. We moved heaven and earth. We talked to a lot of people. KU finally came through for you, and then look at you. You was in a 9-1 baseball game in the outfield.
To be fair, a group of Royals fans. That was home. It felt familiar. I did avoid the rain. That was a positive.
No, that's a big positive. It's a super big positive. I mean, I'm all jokes aside. I really was pulling for you guys. I tell you, I don't want you guys to be unhappy. Now, there is a measure of happiness that I don't want KU fans to cross that threshold. But I said this on the show when you were gone on Friday that I wanted to see Kansas win. Number one, what I always want is what's best for the show. And I would argue they even accomplished that. You know what they got us to? The World Cup. We're going to start talking more soccer, more World Cup. We're going to start doing more of those things here over the next couple of days. The World Cup starts on Thursday. The United States plays on Friday. So we got a long way to go. We got a long way to go in all of this. So I'm excited. I was excited for you to be there. I'm sure it was a great time. How was it? How was the experience of being in the backyard?
I mean, I actually enjoyed the experience up until the baseball started, but vibes were good. It was actually way more well-maintained than I thought. I thought it'd be like a muddy mess. It was an idea that I hope they keep going forward in some capacity because there was an appetite to watch baseball from fans out there.
Somebody on the text line says, C-Dot, didn't you just go to the Kentucky Derby? That's fake news. I was here. I don't even know what you're talking about. I didn't miss any days for that. The Derby's on Saturday. Why do I need to be gone on Thursday and Friday? Why do I need to not be here when the Derby's on Saturday? So no, that's not what happened. I don't miss days. That's the level of commitment I have for you guys. Rob, he doesn't feel that same level of commitment. He's just gone, missing time. Where are you going? Oh, I'm buying a house. Oh, we had to talk to the realtors. That's not why I'm missing time. I'm not missing time for that kind of stuff. That's what I'm doing for you guys. Coming up on the other side, let's get you ready for Game 3 of the NBA Finals. If I had tickets to that one, I would have had to not be here today because you got to already be in line, even though tip-off's not for 2 more hours. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison and Rob Brenton.
You losers is what you are.
On your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Climate Control Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Visit ClimateControlKC.com. Climate Control has been serving KC homeowners for over 35 years and know how to get your cooling system ready to handle the scorching hot summer. Schedule your AC system tune-up for just $49. Don't wait. Visit ClimateControlKC.com today. Climate Control Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
All right, so you guys know that I don't miss time. I'm focused. I'm dedicated. You want to know another thing I never miss? I never miss a time or an opportunity to share with you guys the gospel of Gates Barbecue. It's the best barbecue in Kansas City. It's some of the best barbecue in the world. And with the World Soccer Championship coming up, what better way to introduce to the world? We got a lot of visitors. We got a lot of people coming in from out of town. They want to try the local cuisine. They want to see what real Kansas City barbecue looks like. Well, you got to take them to Gates then. With 5 area locations, you are never too far away from that classic Gates. There's also one not that far away from the stadium. They're not calling it Arrowhead. They're calling it Kansas City Stadium. So when you're leaving Kansas City Stadium and you're headed back home, make sure you go stop by the Gates Barbecue. Get yourself the small party tray. Get yourself the large party tray. Maybe you're a big baller like Rob. He's got all this PTO time. Get yourself the presidential platter. Also, I'm telling you, they have this thing now. It's called the Burnt E-Mac, where it's like the mac and cheese. It's all creamy and cheesy. And they put the little burnt-ins drizzled on the top of it. Absolutely phenomenal. It has moved up my list of one of the best side dishes in Kansas City. You already know the fries are amazing. Next time you're at the grocery store, get some of the sauce, get some of the seasonings. I use the seasonings now. You know, I'm trying to eat a little different. I'm cooking a little bit more. So every, breakfast, I'm putting it on my eggs. I'm putting it on my chicken. Next time you're at the store, trust me, go get some of that Gates sauce and Gates seasoning. Go stop by and see our friends over at Gates Barbecue with 5 area locations celebrating Father's Day.
Whether you're commuting to work or heading out for a fast coffee break, getting an auto insurance quote is just a tap away. With AAA, you're always connected, so you can focus on the road ahead. Rest easy knowing AAA's got you covered, no matter where life takes you. AAA, we're always with you. To start your quote, visit AAA.com/insurance. Insurance provided to qualified AAA members by Automobile Club Inter-Insurance Exchange and AAA affiliate insurers. Membership requires a separate payment.
That wreck really took everything off track. Can't work, can't help with the kids. The bills are stacking up.
Then stop waiting. Call the Car Crash Kings, SWL Injury Law. Car crashes, that's what they do.
Yeah?
Yeah, they go to work so you can get your life back and get paid what you're owed.
Don't get pushed around. Visit us at SWL Injury Law today for your free consultation. We're the Car Crash Kings. It's what we do.
Visit SWLinjurylaw.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
This summer, the Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich and Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite are back at Chick-fil-A.
Let me tell you about the Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite. It's bright, it's bubbly, it's back.
The Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich, it's so rich, and you can choose between the original or the spicy filet.
Ooh, boy.
And then you got those pickled jalapenos tucked right under the filet, and then just to top it all off, you've got a little honey drizzle right on top.
Okay, now I'm a pimento fan.
And I'm feeling the dragon fruit.
Which fan favorite will you choose? Real customers paid for their testimonials.
So, you're ready to propose, huh?
Yeah, man. She's definitely the one.
What are we thinking about the ring? I got my wife's at Hellsberg. I couldn't recommend a better jeweler.
I could use some help with that.
Man, go to Hellsberg. I had no idea how many details you need to consider. Did you know you can get a natural or lab-grown diamond? I didn't. Figure out what she wants. Trust me, they'll make it happen.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you're still using Sportsbook to bet on the finals, you're getting robbed. It's time to delete that app and join millions using Polymarket. Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sportsbook. You trade against other fans, not the house. That means more money for you and less for those greedy sportsbooks. Polymarket, your go-to prediction market for basketball's biggest stage, available in all 50 states. Download Polymarket in the App Store. Use promo code FREE50 to unlock $50 free for your first trade. That's promo code FREE50. Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Paid for client portrayal and endorsement. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Give me one good reason why I should call DM Law.
How about 3 great reasons? 1, it's easy. 2, it's fast. 3, the results.
Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
This is George Karloftis, and you're listening to your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Brought to you by DM Injury Law, 816-888-7500. Hey, Mike's got this. We've got the crash that is southbound 35 just past Lamar, right lane block, Shawnee, 35 northbound past Shawnee Mission Parkway. It's the right lane block, but an all-liquor delay on the southbound side as well. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Welcome to your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
This NBA Finals to me has been a nice reminder and a nice refresher. I think the Spurs are incredible. I think the Spurs are going to win championships. I think the Spurs are I got nothing but respect for that roster, for that organization, for how good Wemby is, how good Stephon Castle is, and Dylan Harper. They're going to be very good for a very, very long time. No question about it. There's a process to winning in the NBA. You cannot skip the line. And I think Wemby made us believe that you could skip the line. You can't. LeBron didn't skip the line. Michael Jordan didn't skip the line. You got to wait your turn. Steph Curry didn't step the line. You had to wait. You had to fire a head coach. You had to grow. You had to make this move and make this change. And eventually, they broke through. The Spurs are going through that right now. The Knicks, yeah, they haven't won a championship. This is their first finals. But we're talking about a team that has a lot of playoff experience. Did you know that Jalen Brunson has the most points of any player the last 4 years in the NBA playoffs? So, yes, he has not won a championship like other guys. He has played in a lot of playoff games. He won 2 national championships. He is in the prime of his career. That is not the Spurs. That stuff matters. This is a bunch of 21 and 22-year-olds going up against a bunch of 27 to 30-year-olds. There is a difference. You are noticing it. Oklahoma City, for as talented as they are, they don't got a bunch of 30-somethings. They got a bunch of early 20-somethings too. That guys like Chet Holmgren get rattled. This is not what's happening with the Knicks. You got a guy like Karl Anthony Towns, who's played in a lot of playoff games. Brunson's played in a lot of playoff games. Mikal Bridges, and you are seeing the difference in the two. That fourth quarter in both games shows you the difference between these two teams. The Knicks got stronger in the fourth quarter in game 1 as the Spurs wilted, and down the stretch in game 2, Victor Wembanyama made almost every mistake that a young player would make. I was listening to Bill Simmons this morning as I was getting ready for the day, and Bill Simmons says that he thinks the pass off Castle was the biggest mistake we've seen in a basketball game since the Chris Webber timeout. It's a bad turnover. To throw it off his back, out of bounds. And the funny thing is they still had an opportunity to win the game. Wemby had a shot with 7 seconds left in the game. You make that shot, you win the game. And we're not even having this conversation because it's tied 1-1. But now there's one question left. Are the Knicks winning this thing in 4 or 5? I can't pick the Knicks today, or I can't pick the Spurs today. I don't know how many teams in NBA history I would pick today. I'm not saying the Spurs can't win. I don't know how you can predict them to win. Not with what I think MSG is going to be. It is going to be one of the most electric basketball environments in a pro setting that we have ever seen. We've never seen anything like what we're going to see later tonight. Between those two teams, between that crowd, that energy, their love for this team, their love for basketball, their love for that arena, for that venue. We've never seen anything like this.
Have you seen the video of the lines already outside the door?
Insane.
Now, I don't know New York's. Like, I've heard stories like they're supposed to go to like 37th and 6th, but actually you need to go to 33rd and 9th. I don't understand the streets work in New York, but the massive humanity headed toward MSG is crazy.
No, insane. Absolutely insane. Crazy. Yeah, I'm picking the Knicks tonight. I want to give the Spurs one. I really do. I'd like for them to get one, but I don't know. I don't think they're winning today. And then they're going to win game 4 when the Knicks are going to, The Knicks got a chance to clinch the NBA Finals in Madison Square Garden. I could see some officiating chicanery happening today. I really can. I can see Wemby getting 2 fouls real early on and them being in uh-oh mode. I think it's more likely they get blown out tonight than the Spurs win. I think it's more likely the Spurs get ran off the floor than they win today. I think tonight's going to be an absolute buzzsaw. I think they're running into a juggernaut team right now. All right, I had a lot of fun today. Hopefully you guys had a lot of fun. We'll be back tomorrow getting you ready for the World Cup, which begins on Thursday here in the United States.